Boo.
Oh,
Caught you combing your hair.
No, that's like hat head. It's like when I came into the room when I was on Revs Live. The window had been open, so it was freezing. The temperature here has been it's been like autumny. The temperature was
really
noticeably colder. Noticeably colder.
It's noticeably colder tonight. And this morning I was on the way to my meeting in Aylesbury. It's only a short ride, about 18 miles. And I got about halfway there and I was thinking, yeah, winter jacket.
Yeah.
Winter jacket now. I've got my base layer on and my shirt and my summer jacket, but I'm like, no, it's going to be winter jacket now. I think the summer jacket's going away.
Definitely.
Hey, German Jobbies, MT Belly, Ali Langley. How you doing? How you doing, everybody? Well, welcome to the Friday night after party. Eventually.
So how's things, buddy? How's the exams and that been going on for the? Is that you are fully qualified, fully fledged?
Almost. I've just got the practical exam to do now, but they can't get me in until December.
Okay.
So, but I've got my driver CPC card, which means I can now drive commercially and get paid for it.
Okay.
I've obviously passed my medical. That was ages ago. Passed me hazard and theory.
Yeah.
So I am pretty much all done and ready to go. Just need to sit in a lorry and prove I can drive it. BK, how you doing?
How you doing? All right.
But yeah, so that's that done. And now I'm off to next Friday. I'm off to Orlando for 2 weeks. So,
brilliant.
I need this holiday.
Are you going to try and catch Hells?
Yes, I'm going to track Hells down. We spoke last week, and he's going to let me put one of my stickers up in his studio. So
brilliant.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm also going to fly sticker the Ace Cafe in Orlando. It's got to be done.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's got to be done, and I'm sure I shall find a couple other places to put my sticker up just to let people know I was there. So yeah.
Bang up everywhere.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Actually, I don't know. You've obviously heard of geocaching.
Yeah.
So I thought about creating a motovlogging geocache and basically leaving a pile of my stickers in it. So if anyone wants to go and find my geocache, they can find it. So it means that you're having to travel maybe to Scotland. It might not be Scotland. I haven't decided yet. But there'll be stickers within the geocache that you can take one and leave your name and whatever. If you want to leave a sticker by all means. I think that'd be quite.
Did mine ever turn up at yours?
Yeah, I've got it here. Somewhere.
All right, man. Sweet.
I've got it. Aye.
Yeah, Peaky, you'll have to give us your address so I can send one up, you mate.
Yeah. In fact, it's downstairs. Aye, I got it.
To be honest, mate, next weekend I'm off to France, but we're looking at. I'm looking at coming down because obviously one of my mates, Marcus, he runs one of the training schools down in Milton Keynes.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. So
which one?
Well, the gaffer's name is Mark Page. I can't remember it used to be Horizon. Is it Horizon?
Yeah. Now it's Ridewell or something. I know. Both my boys have done their CVT with him. Yeah.
So he teaches there. So I go down to see Marcus quite on a regular basis. We don't go down to the Super Sausage because usually we meet halfway. Usually. Yeah. But yeah, you know, I said to him the other week. I says once we've done this France trip, this long weekend for my birthday, I'm going to come down and try and meet up with you guys and touch base and with you lot and have a bit of a chin wag and a ride out with you guys as well.
Oh, yeah, what do you reckon? If we shout something obscene or something funny, do you reckon he'll crash? No, don't. Just listen to. Look out behind you.
Yeah, but end of October, I'm looking to come up to Scotland just for the weekend, really. So just to get up and have to be honest, try and meet touch base with you guys.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be in Glasgow on the 16th, 17th, I think it was.
November. November it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was November. So I'm going to be up there for 2 days. I've got a conference to attend to at the Jury's Inn in Glasgow.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
this lunatic here reckons he's going to take me out and get me drunk.
Certainly going to try.
Oh, thank fuck, I'm only getting a plane and I ain't got to fly it, you know.
See, I think all I'll do, I'm just, because like I say, on a Friday I'll finish at 12. Well, I finished at 10 to 11 today. But,
yeah.
You know, I can finish whenever I want on a Friday, so I can just get in, do what I've got to do, and then just crack on. And you know, I could be with you guys in, like I say, 6 hours, 7 hours. Like I say, I'd like to come up and touch base just to tip me up, really. Just get just a bit of more of a face-to-face meeting as well. Then, you know what I mean?
It'd be brilliant.
Yeah. So, and like I say, vice versa, you're always welcome down to the Midlands. We've got some cracking roads around here, especially when you go out towards like Wales or up towards Chester, up the A41.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or out towards Knocking on the A5. Really, really nice roads. Usually to 8 times, there's barely any traffic on them, and it's all right. Like,
or if you don't fancy stopping at the Midlands, it looks a bit rough. Keep going. I'm only 50 mile away.
Even the dogs hang around in twos around here. But yeah, it's it like I say, I just want to start touching base with people, and you know what I mean. Now I've kind of threw the net out, so to speak.
Yeah,
I want to start following up now. You know what I mean, and start making, which I have done already, but start making friends. Well,
good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night, Tracy.
Right, PK, do you know where the private chat is in the StreamYard?
Yeah, sorry about this. She's just telling me about David Beckham queued up for 13 hours to see the Queen.
You'll see. Do you see it? Do you see that just come on the private chat? All right, mate.
Oh yeah. I got it. Yeah. Cheers, man. Right.
You got that? That's me.
That's him.
Spot on.
She already started twanging as she walked out the door then.
This is really good viewing for these guys, right?
I know. It's like, what are they doing? It's like...
sorry, guys, bear with us. We just...
wait a wee minute to get the old man glasses on. It's like, see something a wee minute?
Yeah, I think I'll join you there.
Oh, God, honestly.
Actually, I don't think these are much help.
Doesn't come easy.
I don't think these are much help, these ones.
Oh, God, you'll get... Hells will be all about you.
I wear my sunglasses at night. Oh, hang on. Look, he ain't got a bed, but he's still here.
Oh, is he still in? Is he here?
I'm still here.
How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, good. What am I missing out on here?
Sending dudes.
We just swapping passwords for Pornhub.
But that's that.
We're all logging into your account on Wibble.
I think I might already have you.
Anyway, Red Bomb and Simon, I've got to say a big thank you to allowing me on the channel for the last month and pushing my channel.
All right, always welcome. Always welcome, buddy.
That's right. Even though you keep forgetting my name and you don't mention me, I don't mind. I'll keep going. You know, I'll do it.
I'll mention you. I'll mention you in the next one. I promise. Don't feel left out.
Stephen's a nice guy up there. Oh no, Simon, yeah.
Derek. I was just saying I'm at France next weekend, but then a couple of weekends after I'm gonna come down and try and meet with you guys at the, what did we call it?
Super Sausage.
No, What's it called? The slut drop sausage.
You've
The
got-
slut drop. Oh, I like it.
The slippy
Yeah.
sausage.
yeah, you've got to try the foot long. You've got to have a foot. You've got to have a foot long.
I bet you
I'm
do.
sure anything.
And Andy tried.
Take-
Andy, the first time Andy came down, he said, "Oh, I'm gonna go for one of those," and it's a 12-inch Cumberland sausage in a baguette with cheese and tomato sauce, and it was massive, wasn't it, Simon?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, he's a big boy, so he lapped it up.
Yeah.
And he ate the sausage.
I've got a lot of time for Andy, man. I like Andy. He's down to earth, down to the ground, man. He's all right.
Oh, Andy's just Andy, yeah.
Absolutely.
He is, man. He's a nice, genuine bloke as well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Very, very.
But
I'm actually interested to
Definitely.
find out if the
It's like,
military policy got my sticker. 'Cause, the name
Lockwood
of it
and
was
I,
very
Lockwood
confusing.
and I met Andy and Darren at West Coast Harley, and they threw keys to the value of about £40,000 worth of bikes to practically two strangers, and just said, "I'll go and try them out." So Lockwood and I went away in their bikes for a wee run. And he's like, "It's all right, we've got an app, we know where they are." But no, absolutely brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant when they came up to connect with them. It was just unfortunate the weather just didn't suit riding at the time. But like Andy said at the time when we met up, he's like, we weren't really in the mood to ride. We had done a lot of riding, so it was good just to have a chill out day, which was what happened. So no, it was good.
I mean, when we did the MC 500, we was really, really, really fortunate. It's supposed to have absolutely hammered down all weekend, and in the end, we had one day when we come down to Dumfries where it absolutely lashed down. But that was it. That was the only day that it pissed down. But you don't mind that kind of thing. It was, and it was the end of the tour. We had one night left, so it wasn't too bad.
All right.
But but I'm definitely coming up to Scotland again, 100% this year, 100%. Like I say, even if it's just for the cheeky weekend, got chuck something on the back and finish work at 12, and I'll just head straight up, like, you know what I mean?
Brilliant, man.
Well, I'll like now we swap numbers. I'll touch base with you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Try and link something up.
Yeah, definitely.
But after France, I'm going to go down to Super Sausage and meet all these lot and get a free breakfast.
Yeah, you have to make sure it's a weekend that Rev's there, because Rev pays, you know. Because after last week's bad jokes all night, he owes us breakfast and coffees for the year. We totted him up.
But it didn't cost that much last week. Luckily, because obviously Chris gives me sponsorship down at the sausage, so it's coffees and food doesn't cost me that much money. So there you go. My number's up for you in the private, boys. If you haven't got it already,
I'll get that down now.
Yeah,
no worries. It's a bit like I say, and that's what I was saying to her. Simon's do earlier. You know what I mean? It's just nice to touch base now and put an actual face to the name rather than just a screen. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
Shaking your hand and having a beer and having a brew or whatever, going out having a ride.
Yeah. That's what I said to Lockie, because I was looking forward to actually getting up and trying meeting the boys this year, but me and Simon didn't get a chance to get up because me and Simon were just too busy about it, and obviously Andy can just go on holiday when he likes. But I did say when they get round to doing the Wild Bad next year, I'm going to come up for that, bring all the gear. I can actually try my tent out.
You and that fucking tent.
I know.
See, we all do something like that. We all just, instead of doing Wild Bad, just have a look at booking. I mean, my mate owns a caravan site in Borth. Do you know what I mean? And there's tent pitches there. You know what I mean? If we could get a rough estimate, for example, 3 or 4 months before, I could say to him, right, I want a pitch for X, Y, and Z. And on the site, there's a swimming pool, there's a pub, there's food, accommodation, showers, everything. So you tell you like you know, you're sitting in a field divvying your knackers off overnight because you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Simon would want a travel lodge or a caravan.
Yeah, there's got to be a nearby travel lodge or caravan. Or, no, I'm not having a caravan. That's a fucking chemical toilet on wheels. No, I ain't having one of them.
Tell you what they do there, though. They do cottages. They've got about 6 cottages.
I don't mind cottaging.
If you look at the Borth tour, but if you
sorry, I just had to. That just blurted out, didn't it?
No filter.
It brings
no
a whole new meaning to cottage pie, doesn't it?
But if you look at the Borth tour, that's where we were situated. There's a cottage that sleeps, I think it was 6 or 8. And that's what we had for the weekend, a long weekend, and it was brilliant.
Well, in that case, you might get me and Andy interested then, if we can have a proper bed with a flushing toilet.
Yeah.
That was the thing about where Rev and that Lockwood and that are tonight. That's like a youth hostel. It's like a hostel. It's not a youth hostel. It's a hostel, and basically like it's got all the amenities. They sell drink and so on and so forth. There's food nearby, but you're left to your own devices. It's not like hotel kind of. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's pretty chill. Because they told me about it last year, and they said you need to come, and obviously like work commitments don't allow it. But
hostel is like a limit because I like a little chocolate mint on my pillow. And don't go volunteering to put a chocolate mint on my pillow, all right? I don't think I in the morning. No, I'm not a snob, but I've done all my years of camping and sleeping rough. And
no, we did a camping trip last year. And
see what Boating's just said.
I'll tell you, if Barbara Windsor turns up, I'm fucking worried. She's been dead a few years, isn't she?
Definitely. No, we did a camping sort of trip last year with the basic bikers. Obviously, they're not sort of running anymore, but the boys, in essence, are all away with Lockwood and Mark tonight and Skye. It's the same people, so the camping trip was absolutely fantastic. The weather was great. It was like what it was a farmer, and he's got like paddocks for horses, and he's has a stretch of land at the side of the farmhouses that he allows bikers and bikers only to camp on. It's not an official and it's not a regulated campsite. It has toilet facilities and stuff like that. You walk through a field and there's a wee cafe that you can get an all-day breakfast and so on and so forth. It's also an off-license, which was used. But what it does do is it takes you in. That's the starting point down by Turnberry, which is owned by Donald Trump, the golf course. And then you've got the Dumfries and Galloway Forest, which is the most amazing biking roads. So we basically did a massive loop of those forests and then come back to that campsite. But it was absolutely brilliant. The facilities were great. The camping was great. I know it's not for everyone. I get that, Simon. I don't generally like it, but I've got it's like a Vango camping bed, which basically keeps you up off the ground, so you'll not get the dampness coming up through the ground.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not a complete snob. If I had to, I'd sleep in a tent, but I don't have to, so I won't.
No, it was more that see the farmer. The farmer was as cool as anything, right? So we rocked up to this place. We're all there was 10 bikes, I think it was, all of various noises. No baffles. It was a bit rowdy, and he's like, "Listen, guys, do what you want. We don't care. Just enjoy yourself. We enjoy the facility. Don't rip the hole out it, but enjoy yourself." What he laid out was 2 fire burners, and he laid out a 1-ton sack of firewood next to each of the burners, and he said, "Use all the wood. If it's finished, I'll go and get you more." Because they had it in a dry shed. And he basically, Robert and I, Lockwood and I, sat about 3 a.m, just throwing logs on a fire, listening to it crackle, shooting the shit. And life doesn't get much better than that when you've got a beer in your hand.
When you're in the army, you get something called Hexi TV. So when you cook your food, you put it on a Hexi block.
Aye.
So when you sat down in fucking downtown Baghdad, Hexi TV, and that literally you could sit and watch that. What you did then, chilled, relaxed, sit and watch it, and it's going back to the caveman times where you just sit and watch fire. You know what I mean? You don't need a television. Just sit and watch fire.
The sound of it crackling, the feeling of it in your skin, just everything about it. It's just like you're living the now. You're living right now. You can feel it. You can hear it. You can smell it.
Also, that's the biggest thing for me is the smell.
Yeah.
Especially the old school wood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And see, the thing about it is as well, it's like it's putting the mobile phone away, not having the television, not having, you're disconnected from society.
Yeah.
That's a massive thing. That's the biggest decompression that you can ever get is just that time away.
Yeah. I went to Wales a couple of weeks ago. I mean, to be fair, I booked it on a nice weekend. I purposely booked it on a nice weekend. So I put the tent up, went out for a ride, come back. By the time I got back and changed and showered and stuff like that, I walked down to the pub, which was like, I don't know, a 20-minute walk. Had a few scoops, bite to eat, walked back, pitch black. I just sat outside, just staring at the stars.
Yeah.
And it was just amazing. Like I say, they had these big like saucepans, and like I say, you could go and sign them out and they give them you, and you got like a little foot with it as well, and it's a bit like yours, but probably not as big. You know what I mean? It was only like a frying pan, like a wok.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was just ideal. It was just brilliant, and you just sit there. As soon as the smell hits you, you just takes you back and you just chill and relax. Turn your phone off.
Definitely, it's like time stands still. Yeah. It's an amazing thing. And do you know what's even better? See the next day, smelling the smoke on your clothes.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man.
It's like
I can't stand that. It's not, but yeah, I can't stand it.
No, I do. I love that. It's like, that's brilliant, man.
Yeah. It is like a proper decompression for you.
Yeah.
Your soul,
100%.
And your head as well.
100%. It's like that's when I come back from any sort of weekend that I've had like that, and I go back. I've got 3 kids, the wife. I'm like, right, what do you want to do? I'm ready to re-engage. I'm ready to start again.
Yeah,
I've pressed the reset button. It's an amazing feeling. It's great.
No, I must admit the best holiday I had was quite a few years ago. It was just me and the wife. We went down to Cornwall. We stayed in what's it, caravan, and Shepherd's Hut. That's what it is. And it was on a working farm, but you had your own shower block and everything else. So it weren't that bad. You know, you did have to traipse to it, but it weren't that bad. But the best thing was, as soon as you pulled onto this farm, you had no phone signal.
Yeah.
Every now and again, you get a message come through, and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
For another 30 minutes, an hour. And it was so nice. And I sat there, and it had a little log burner thing. And I sat outside there one night, and it was just me and her. And she's drinking her wine. I'm drinking my beer. We weren't talking. We was just soaking up the silence and the fact that there was nobody around. And the sun started going down, and it was just so nice. Peace. No electric ping noises and all that business. And
that's the whole reason why we're going away to where we are on. Sunday we're doing the travel lodge. Monday we're going to the spa, but it's right in the middle of Norfolk Woods, Thetford Forest, and they did say there is Wi-Fi on site if you want to use it, but you will not get a phone signal. Oh, is the phone signal that bad? No, there are 5 military bases around the woods, so you will not get a phone signal. I'm like, excellent.
But you go in there and you can't have sex.
No.
Norfolk.
No. I'm going to meet my 6 cousins, my 2 sisters.
Norfolk.
And it's like, hello.
I think we all need that every now and again. We all need that time where
definitely.
we do disconnect. I mean,
Definitely.
personally, as a rep and with everything going on, I've been so busy over the last 4 or 5 weeks. Tracy's even started commenting on it now. I'll get an email come through, and I get 3 devices ping at me to let me know I've got an email. Then the computer will go blip, and then you end up having to read it and doing stuff. And bless her, I don't normally do it, but I mean, I'll be answering emails at 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, and I'll get up at 4 in the morning. And I'm sending messages out at 4 in the morning. It's constant. And I've never looked forward to this holiday so much because nothing's going to work in America because I'm going to turn it all off.
Exactly.
I don't want to know what's happening. I'm buying an American phone so I can do my Google and everything else. But that's it.
And that's the massive thing about it. It's like I think I was saying to you a couple of weeks ago, Simon, just like the likes of me, we work in the situation that I'm in just now and working, like how hectic it is. And the factory that was getting built that we've just spent the last 9 months working our backsides off to keep the place running while this was getting done is now running, and now they've given us more work because they don't know how this new factory is going to work, so we're having to take up all the slack. Oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. That's when sitting by a campfire in the peace and quiet, watching the dust come down, with nothing else around you, and you can just feel it all just wash away. Or waking up first thing in the morning, the dew's on the grass, you put the stove on, you boil some water for a coffee, you put some bacon on and you have a roll. Just watching the world wake up. Simple things in life. It's not all about fancy cars, it's not all about fancy watches, how much money you've got. Sometimes it's just about breathing in and out.
Well, as soon as we start heading towards the plane on next week, the mobile, I'm leaving my work phone at home anyway, so from Friday I'm not going to be available on that. I shall switch the mobile data off on my phone. After we picked up in the car and that, I shall go find a Walmart and I shall get myself an American phone on a pay-as-you-go tariff. You get one for $100, and I shall set that up to use over there for me Google and ringing places to book tables and things like that. And my other phone will be on Wi-Fi only. That's all it'll be on. So I'll get the odd bits come through on it, but I'm going to silence all my work notifications and that because I need this 2 weeks. I really need it to. I shall stick my YouTube stuff on and my Instagram and whatever because I shall post little bits on there so you can keep an eye on where I am and what I'm doing. That's going to be it. That's going to be me done. Yeah, 2 weeks of break because I know when I come back it's going to be full on again.
Well, that's that, and you need to be ready to engage straight away. So it's like it's the reset button, isn't it? That's everyone needs that. Sometimes you don't get it, and sometimes that's where your friends come in just with a message. Are you all right? Are you okay? You know what I mean? It's just that wee touch and base. Simon, because you did it with me.
I'll always, if I've got a means of getting in touch with someone I know that's struggling, whatever way, I will always send a message just to let them know I'm here because I know that helps.
Yeah, 100%.
I know that helps. And it might be a phone call, it might be a message, it might be a joke.
As everyone knows, the loneliest place you could ever be is in your own mind.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, hopefully we can get next couple of weeks. Won't be next week. Probably a couple of weeks' time, or even 3 weeks' time. We'll get George to pop in and do his little bit of obviously talking to people about mental health and what he does. He does it over the phone as well. When I said to him, he said, "Oh, you can come in and have a free session." I'm like, no. He said, "No, just come in and have a chat." He said, "I guarantee you within one session, I can take all your trauma and all your fears away." And I went, I've had it since 18, mate. I saw a lot of crap coming off that boat in the Falklands that an 18-year-old shouldn't have seen. and it's always there in the back of the head. And it's only 2 or 3 times a year that I'll just wake up in the middle of the night, cold sweat, sit bolt upright, hands are shaking, my heart's going, I'm cold and clammy. And it just all comes back. It just comes flooding back. And he said, I can get rid of that in one session. I went, really? And he said, yeah. So I charge £300 for a session. I normally charge £90 an hour. He said, but I'll come on your live stream and do it all for you for free. He said, if I can help 2 or 3 people in that live stream, yeah, if I can help 2 or 3 people in that live stream just by retraining your brain, and that's all it is, it's just retraining the brain.
Yeah.
He said, it will never, he said, you can push the memories away, but it's retraining the brain to get used to those memories, not, oh, God, the shock tactic that you get. And he said, that's what you get with all the vets that have seen, Afghanistan, Iraq, Bosnia, Chechnya, whatever, whatever you've been in. He said, it's not just that. He said, it's people that deal with, like doctors and surgeons that have seen car crashes and people cut into pieces, the police service, the fire brigade. He said, I help all of them. And he said, that is my job, to try and relieve the pressures off the brain and take away people's stress and trauma and worries. So if he can come on our stream and help even 2 or 3 people, he's done his job properly.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I have nightmares. I have flashbacks.
Yeah.
For me, it's smells and sounds. Bangs now. The older I'm getting, the worse I'm getting for bangs.
Mm.
But the smell, it's the smell. I can drive past somewhere and I'm like, there's a dead body there. I can smell it. Once you smell a dead body, that'll never, ever, ever leave you. And you can drive past somewhere and it could be, something rotting. It ain't got to be a dead body, but it's something rotting. But it is. He'll tell you. Once you smell it, that smell will never, ever,
it never goes, does it? Yeah.
What are you talking about? Birds from Birmingham?
Hey, I've just got to do this and put the twins on the bottom row. There you go.
Yeah, he got his goggles on, has he? Yeah, he got his binos on.
No, I don't know why my name's Milk, by the way.
I thought it was Milk and Where's the Cookies? So I was going to change someone's name to Cookies. We're going to have Milk and Cookies.
How would you
is it because you bring all the boys to the yard?
Yeah, I'll do
it. Yeah, it could be, mate. Yeah, you're right. How's it going, lads?
Yeah, good to see you.
All right, bro.
Yeah, and you, likewise. That's better.
How you doing, bro? You right?
Yeah, doing well, mate. You?
Yeah, all good, man. I've watched that series that you've just done, man. I've got to say, congratulations, mate, because that's a proper good series. That's like a, mate, that's like a BBC fucking production, that is, mate. Fair play to you. You've done well there.
Cheers, mate. You're on about the stages one, are you?
Yeah. Credit's due, mate, that is, to be honest.
I appreciate that, pal. Really appreciate that. Thank you. I don't know whether it's BBC quality, but maybe Big Black Cock quality.
Well, it's actually better than BBC quality because there's no children in it.
True. Yeah, that's true.
But you got to give credit where credit's due, mate. You've done well there.
I appreciate that, mate. Thank you.
Good series, honestly.
Stevie, how did Sturgis do for you, like connecting with the likes of future sponsors and stuff like that? Did you do okay from it?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, mate. I mean, there's a lot of. I have to touch base with a lot of the guys that sent me the kit that they've sent, So I had to go and it was. I didn't spend like hours and hours, mate, doing it. Obviously, I wanted to go and say hello and thank you in person to the guys that have sent me some of the kit. So it was literally just. I think the most we spent with anyone was with the Advan Black guys.
Yeah.
We probably spent like maybe an hour or so, talking to Alan and whatever, and watching them do the bike build and stuff. So, yeah, no, it was all right, mate. I mean, I've got the sponsors, mate, now of certain things I need. I mean, you guys have seen all the stuff that they've sent me and stuff, So, there's only so much you can, do. Let's be honest, to your bike before it starts becoming a fucking monstrosity, which I don't want. So.
Stevie, I've got to say that back rack you got on your bike, let's forget. I love that. That is beautiful. That's really
it's good, mate. Isn't it? Yeah, it's outstanding. And again,
that put a lump in my throat watching that. That really was good.
Oh, fucking hell! Cheers, man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was really nice.
Anything to put lump in my throat when I thought your mate had lost his key.
Yeah, I
No, that put a dent in his wallet. That one.
I just put a lump. Yeah, it put a lump in his back of his kecks. That's for sure. Fucking shit himself.
I did exactly the same. I left my key in my garage, drove out, pulled up, turned my bike off, couldn't start it, walking around ages, and then I said to my missus, ran my missus, checking the garage. She was like, "Yeah, it's hanging up." I was like, "Fuck's sakes, man!" I had to ride back 2.5 hours, get the key, ride back 2.5 hours, get my bike, ride back. It was a right fucking ball out.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. I mean, those you only get. I mean, you're supposed to get 2 fobs, but obviously, you're not going to carry 2 with you. Let's be honest, because if you you lose one, you're going to lose the other technically. So, yeah, Grant shit himself. Luckily enough, somebody had seen it. And, we're surrounded by a million bikers or whatever it was. So they handed it into the Mount Rushmore centre and stuff. So, but yeah, he was lucky. That's for sure. Because if he'd have lost that on the road, man, we would have been fucked.
Yeah.
So.
But that's why I had that's why I had that little, for me, that little giggle. Because I was like, it was just me being a dickhead.
Yeah. It was when you've got that much shit, mate. You've got to cart around with your cameras and fucking, and you're in and out your bags constantly pulling cameras, drones, fucking this, that, and the other out. It does get quite, you put your stuff on your. I mean, I've done it. I did it when I went down to Montana. Was it 2 years ago? To go into one of the best roads in North America. It's called the Go Into the Sun Road. And I had this brand new, fancy, fandangled, fucking 4K handheld camcorder. And I got it out my bag, mate. I used it for probably about an hour. Got it out the bag to film this amazing view. Put it down on the back of the bike. Got on the fucking bike. Forgot to put it in my bag and lost this thing, man. It just fucking went. I was like, oh, man. Yeah, it's you know what we do, boys? We take stuff off and put it down, don't we? That's what we do. And,
Thing is, your head's always thinking about the next thing.
Yeah.
What I've got the next. So that's what I find. That's why now I've reduced my cameras down because I was like, I just need to go back old school. Just 2 cameras.
Yeah.
That's it. Fuck all else. I
really say that now.
I really want to drive, but I can't drive a fucking car. I'll crash that bastard. So I'll probably
Fair enough.
So,
yeah, fuck.
Well, yeah,
so it's good to see you all.
Looked away for you.
It was what was it? What was my end? 3,862 kilometers round there and back, and 6 days there and stuff. So yeah, it was I had an ass like a Japanese flag by the time I got back, so it was quite sore.
You're supposed to be riding an armchair there in that bike.
Yeah, and you are, mate. But when you just, we were on the go, mate. You've probably seen it. We were on the go. I mean, I counted out. I think we had 8 hours sleep in 6 days. We were on the go constantly. It was either that or we were on the road. So it was hard work. If I was on it, I think I needed a week off to recover from the week I had off.
Yeah, you was walking around like a tribune through the back of you at one stage.
Yes, I was like a fucking zombie towards the back end. I was like, oh my god! Everywhere we went, we were like, "Are we drinking?" And then some days we were like, "Nah, not yet, man. Fuck that." But yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, everybody should go once, and if you're a mad motorcycle enthusiast, as we like to call ourselves, everybody should take the opportunity to go there and see it. It's fucking unreal. It really is.
You did look epic, to be fair, mate. To be brutally honest, you did a good job, mate. You did a good job.
Cheers, pal.
So a bit jealous as well.
Thanks, man.
We're all on the wrong fucking continent to go. That's the problem, isn't it?
I know.
True. Yeah.
The charter or plane.
Aye, do it. Motovlogger meetup in stages.
Aye. British motovloggers.
Yeah. Exactly, man. Yeah.
Zed walking down the middle, Sturgis with a kilt on, like,
all right, Bobby.
What's happening?
Yeah, fucking hell.
Right, I'm going to jump out, boys. 11:15. I've got an early morning. I've got to go in the garage for the last couple of hours tomorrow just to finish some paperwork off. So I will try and catch up with you all in the week. But yeah, cheers, guys. Have yourself a good weekend.
Right,
Cheers, pal.
And,
You too,
catch
mate.
Take care, Artie.
Catch you
See you,
later.
bud. See you, mate.
Nice
Cheers,
one.
bud.
See you later.
Didn't he say that before? He'll be back in half an hour.
Yeah. He said it was going to be a short live stream at 8 o'clock, and at fucking
Yes.
10:15, he's still fucking talking, isn't he?
Can't help himself.
That does not beat, though. That does not beat the one night on live stream. He said, "Oh, you can go on in a minute, Simon. I'm going to do my goodbyes." I'm like, "Okay, go on then." And that was at 9:45.
And it was
At
like 2 hours later.
fucking 10, he's still fucking talking.
Fucking hell.
That
what's
was
new,
funny. That was
boys?
a fun- Say again?
We were just all we've been on about is like the not experiment, but what I've attempted to do over the last 5 weeks. So 5 weeks ago, I only had 556 subscribers. So purposely, I watched a YouTube channel and I've done live streams with different people from people actually from YouTube who said they can promote your channel, grow your channel, how to grow your channel, and all the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, for the last 5 weeks, I'll give myself a 5-week buffer zone, basically, just to say, can I hit 1,000 subscribers in 5 weeks? Doing what they say.
Yeah.
Is that achievable? And yeah, it is. Yeah,
Have you done it?
Yeah. So I've got to 6,500 watched hours, and I've just about 10 days ago hit 1,000 subscribers.
Fucking hell.
And that's in 5 weeks.
Holy shit.
So and that was through, like I say, all I've done is listen to them, implement what they're telling me.
Yeah.
As in get on other people's channels, comment on as many channels as you can.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, you've got to sit at your computer overnight, go through YouTube and just comment on absolutely everything you can. Everything. Yeah. And I was like, as a bit of an experiment, which it kind of was, I was like, this ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. So let's have a go. Let's have a laugh. And I kind of wanted to document it just to say, listen, guys, this don't work, but it does.
Yeah, well, fucking like, what? Congratulations, mate. That's awesome.
Exactly. And the thing about it is that's a vlog as well. That whole story is like where you were to where you got to and how you did it.
Yeah.
You can't vlog it now though because you just ruined it on my live stream. So.
I'm for most subscribers, I'm still going down the OnlyFans route.
Your trouble is you put the kilt on and the tassels on, you walk down the street. That's your problem.
I know that.
Hey, Zed, you should be at 1,000 subscribers, mate. I'm not being funny,
Easy.
but you fucking absolutely should. And some, I don't get it.
Thanks.
Like I say, mate, I've messaged on channels that don't even speak English purposely. So I'm just like, because it might sound daft, mate, but they look at that and they go, "Who's that?
Yeah.
What language is that?"
Have you ever heard of a YouTube? You probably have done The Beast.
The Beast, yeah.
Do you know what he does now?
No.
Every single bit of content that he's got, he has remade it and for the Spanish market, the German market, the Italian market. He has hired actors to dub voiceovers of all his content.
Are you talking about Mr. Beast?
Yep.
Mr. Beast? Yeah.
He has 200 million subscribers now.
And he's fucking raking it in. 200
million subscribers, and that's only just because he started doing what he's doing now. It's like he's into a different stratosphere altogether. What he's doing is he's not relying on German speaking or English speaking Germans. He's catering for them directly by converting his content into their language. I know that the everyday common sort of YouTube channels are not going to be able to afford to do that, but it's that's the whole point I was making about doing a VPN changing your network protocol to a different region and maybe posting a video to see how it works. I think that would be an idea to see how it happens.
Yeah. Like I say, mate, this for me, this was solely an experiment. I didn't think it'd happen. Especially being in the army, you kind of build yourself up to fail, not build yourself up to succeed. You know what I mean? So, you know, and as soon as my subscribers started gathering a bit of momentum, you know, I was having loads of people going, "Hey, are you doing this? What you doing? How you doing this?" And I was like, "Well, I've done this. This is what I've done. This is how I've implemented it, and I'm just going with it. I'm giving myself 5 weeks. 5 weeks. That's it. If it don't work in 5 weeks, I'll just go back and just do what I was doing before. I ain't lost anything. I've got everything to gain, nothing to lose. So
So
all I've done is lost 5 weeks worth of nights to myself.
So now you have to decide, like, after this 5 weeks, what you do for the next 5 weeks. Yeah. Do you change something? Do you push forward again, or
I can't push forward again, mate, because I've invested. At the moment, I'm a bit like you.
Yeah.
For the last 5 weeks, I've invested that much time.
Yeah.
Of an evening and overnight.
Yeah.
Boys, sorry to interrupt. I'll be back. I've got to jump out quickly. I can hear my phone going mental in the kitchen, so bear with me. It's probably working. Why are you not working? I'll be back in a bit.
Yeah, but I need to do what kind of you've done now and take a bit of a step back.
Yeah.
Just kind of regather my thoughts.
Yeah.
Re-energize myself.
Yeah.
And then probably I don't know, 3 or 5 months time, I might hit it again hard.
Yeah.
And do another big push.
See, that was the thing, is like I've actually watched back historical videos on my channel, and when I listen to my tone and my inflection, I can tell my mental state by the videos when I'm listening to them back, and I'm like, I shouldn't have made that one just then. I should have made the video, but I shouldn't have made it when I did, because you know, do you know what I mean? Because it's just, you know yourself. It's like you have to sort of do it in a sort of cyclic. I do anyway. I have to do it in kind of a cycle. If I'm on an up cycle, I have to. That's when I have to push videos out, because that's when.
Yeah, because you got.
Because when I'm feeling good and I'm feeling positive and I'm on an up cycle, that's when I'm at my most creative. If I'm starting to just work or whatever it is that's getting in the way and is starting to sort of come into my mind, that's I start to just stagnate that wee bit and slow down, and the negativity creeps in, and there's probably about 100 people could watch my videos and not even pick up on it, but I pick up on it straight away. I can see it. I was like, no, I wasn't.
I think if you've got anxiety, depression, or any type of mental health, I seem to pick up on it in others really quickly, and whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I can see what I'm seeing in my eyes relaying through. Do you know what I mean? And you know, it's sometimes it's difficult. It's hard work, and you know, we all have hard work, especially when you've got mental health issues or depression. But I think doing stuff like this with these channels, especially like this little community that we've got at the moment, it's only a good thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's nice to be able now to swap numbers and at least now get in contact
it's a safe environment, and that's the good thing about it. It's like because like I've said previously, nobody judges you. Nobody everyone's taking it at face value, and it's a valuable thing. And I know for a fact that if anything was to be happening with me, I know that there would be people calling to make sure that I was okay. You know, and that's a massive thing.
But that's nice to know for you individually. Do you know what I mean? I've got a good support system now after the experiences I went through a few years ago. You know, I hit my really, really low point, which I spoke about with Simon a few weeks ago. I think there's only me and Simon on at the time. But it's nice to be able to have somebody there that can has got some kind of relevance to how you feel.
Yeah.
Emotionally, physically, and mentally.
Yeah. And the thing about it is as well is like everyone may have reached the same point a different way. Obviously, with yourself, it's through the military. With myself, I was in my work pushing for a promotion, thinking that what I was doing was the right thing for me and my family. And what I didn't realise was that the management above me were pushing more and more work onto me, and I didn't realise that wasn't what was meant to happen. But what they were doing was offloading their work onto me. So I was having to try and juggle what they were telling me was my job, as well as everything that they were pushing that they didn't want to do onto me. And I was trying to do it because I thought that was the right thing to do for further my career.
Yeah.
And basically what that does is it's like the water torture. It's like the drip on the head. And that's the way the doctor described it to me. It did take it was about a year and a half from start to finish. It took to actually tip me over the edge, to the point where I leant over the bed to put my socks on one morning, and everything just crashed to the ground. It's like I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. I mean, the best way I could describe what happened to me, if you've had you wear glasses, I wear glasses. If you wear the glasses that tint in the sunlight, that's what happens to me. Starts off crystal clear, and then it just gets darker and darker and darker and darker and darker. And the more I try not to think about it, the more I'm thinking about it. Yeah. And you just end up in a massive.
Yeah. I've got a video on my channel, and it's like I think it's My Z's Not On Straight. I think that's the name of the title. And the way I describe it is that during the day it feels as if somebody's taking like a hood and they're slowly putting it over my head. Yeah. And then once the hood comes down, I can't get it off. And my wife has become so good and so astute at recognizing,
picking the early symptoms up.
Yeah, if I'm walking down the path coming into the house, she can tell straight away, and she basically makes sure that from the minute I enter the house to the minute I go to what I would class as my bedroom, basically being my safe space, where I can just sort of decompress and get myself onto a sort of even keel. She makes sure that there's no triggers between entering the house and upstairs. She just says, "Go up, have a bath. I'll get you a coffee," and
yeah.
And it's about having that support network around you and an understanding in yourself what it is that's happening. It's nothing to do with I could have had a great day, and it's one thing. Just
yeah. It's something that it might be. This might sound daft, but it might be something else that somebody else does, and it's got no relevance to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But a look, a tone, something. You've held the door out for somebody and they've just walked through and you've gone, fucking hell, mate. You could have said thanks. Oh, fuck you. You walk off and you just think, fuck it. But I know where you're coming from. But now, well, we've swapped numbers now, so you know what I mean? It's all good.
Yeah.
That's what I like about these live streams and that. Since I started up doing mine, I was like, I seem to have built up this community of support where we all support each other and chat with each other and help each other.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. We do have a laugh and a giggle along the way. We have a few drinks and and we swear a lot. But yeah, that's just what we are, and that's my ethos. My whole thing in life is be honest and be who you are. And the day anybody's having trouble, I like to feel that I'm a person they can reach out to and help.
Yeah.
And I've been there. I've been down that rabbit hole. I know what it's like. And I was down that rabbit hole just a few years ago when my stepdaughter committed suicide. I mean, I was there. You know, so I know, and I can help, and I've done everything I can to try and help other people. And ever since my previous careers and that, I did 10 years in the ambulance service, and I regret every day leaving it. I needed to, but I regret every day leaving it because it's the helping people. It's the bit that I don't want to say gives me a buzz, but it gives me something
Purpose
back. Just purpose. That's the perfect word for it. It gives me good purpose to actually be there and do it. And I love this whole community and everything we brought about. And even though we're broadcasting live and anybody in the world can watch it, I mean, we've had people open up and all sorts and speak honestly, and I think that's really great, and it's terrific of people. And it's the whole thing. I love it. I really do.
Totally agree, Simon. And that's one thing that I'm never embarrassed. I'm never shy about talking about it. And the way I look at it is like if I start talking about it, that maybe somebody who would like to talk about it isn't talking about it, may feel that they would like to engage. Then if I've brought them into the situation where they feel that they can and they're comfortable to do so, then that's worth me exposing myself in the way that I the way that I do. And I'm not embarrassed. It is what it is. It's part of life. So many other people are dealing with it, a lot in silence, as statistics would tell you. So the fact that we can be in this community, open and honest, and talking about it, it's a fantastic thing.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm really good in work. I mean, being a uni rep, people come to you anyway. But when I'm walking past people in work and I say hello and how you doing and all the rest of it, and bearing in mind there's 500 people in my building anyway, and I walk past someone, I say, "You're right," and I don't get quite the response I want, so I'll make a point of circling round and coming back because I know where they're going to be, and I go, "Everything all right?" Yeah. No, come on, you can tell me. Yeah. And I'm really good at getting people to open up on that one-to-one. Yeah. And they'll tell me, and I've helped quite a few people out like that. And they said, "Well, how did you know?" I said, "I can't tell you. I don't know." Yeah. I'm very empathetic. Someone once told me, and it's just it comes to me. And there's a young lady that's been talking to me in work quite a lot, and she's problems with her old man and all this sort of thing. And I said, "Look, I'm never going to give you advice, but I might tell you what I would do." Yeah. And she said, "Oh, right, okay," because she's used to people telling her, "You need to do this, you need to do that." I said, "No, you need to make your own mind up. This is what I would do in that situation, and these are my reasons for doing it. Now, if you're going to do that, what are your reasons?" And you start chatting away, and after a few sessions, well, not even sessions, they're cups of coffee or walk around the block. It really does help. And that just really makes me feel good about it, the job I do and the role I've got.
I think that it also helps being able to acknowledge yourself that you've got not you've got an issue or you've got a mental health issue, but there's something I wrote. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I drink most nights. Do you know what I mean? And you get to a point where I'm just like, this ain't normal. It ain't normal to drink every single night. Yeah. You know what I mean? But that's for me, that's my release. If I don't have a drink, if I don't have a beer, I'll be wide awake at 3:10. Yep. Lying there, eyes open, staring at the ceiling, just lying there. And it's just crap. You know what I mean? You just and then the next day is even longer than the day before.
Yeah.
Well, that's my release, and I'm quite fortunate. My missus understands that. Do you know what I mean? I'll say she enjoys it, but it's knowing the situations and what I've been through. That's I wouldn't say it's my way of dealing with it, but it allows me to get some decent sleep and allows me to get some rest.
Yeah.
Rather than having 2 or 3 hours and then I'm wide awake. I'm fully charged. I'm wide awake.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I get that. I get it.
It's a coping mechanism.
Yeah. 100%.
And,
If I could knock the drink on the head, I would, but I'd only have 3 or 4 hours sleep.
Yeah.
And then I'd be just literally lying there with my eyes closed. Because I've done it before in the past.
I suffer with what I've been told is a very active mind, so I can't switch off, and I've had that all my life. It's always been like it, but as you get older, your mind starts doing more things than there's more shit in there, isn't there? Basically,
Yeah.
And so it's thinking and going over more and more bits and pieces, and every now and again I'll think, you know what, I'm gonna have a couple of pints. That's all it takes for me is a couple of pints. And that just sort of it suppresses everything enough that I will sleep like a log. Now, I have a drink every Friday night when I'm doing my live streams and all the rest of it. Now, if I wasn't doing my live streams and that, I'll probably have a drink playing the PlayStation or doing something else or interacting some other way. But it's really, really nice that I know that when I go to bed at whatever time in the morning or whatever time I do go to bed on a Friday night, I have the best night's sleep I've had all week. I really do.
That's me. Friday night's my night. I finish work early. Usually I go out on my bike in the afternoon because one of the eldest picks the baby up from school. So I can finish work like today. Finish work at 10 o'clock. Well, 10 to 11, sorry. And I was out on my bike at 12. And I come back here till 5:15. Drop my bike, run my bike in the garage, messed about, had me tea, had a couple of cans, got changed, had a shower, jumped on Red Bomb's live chat, and that was my evening. Do you know what I mean? So before I even sat up with you guys, I'd already had like 2 or 3 drinks. But that's more like kind of relax. That's my relaxant mode. Do you know what I mean? That's my pressure top release.
Yeah.
Pressure valve. Yeah. Yeah. He's back again. He's got his glasses on this time. Look.
I can see shit now. So this is
5 diamond.
Feels that.
It's 4.8 and it's from, I don't even know where the fuck it is. It's from a little brewery. I try to have a little, taste of all the local breweries, mate, every now and again. This one is from Lacombe, Alberta. So,
oh, very nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice can.
Nice.
Sunshine because the fucking wasps will attack the fuck out of you.
It's good job I'm inside. I can't even see shit right now. My fucking goggles and my hat's doing me head in. There we go. It's better. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, it was work. They're like, where have you got that report? And I'm like, yeah, it was sent. He's like, all right, cool. Happy days then. Have a nice weekend. I was like, see you later. Fucking hell. What I missed.
We were just on about fucking mental health. How we need to, as blokes, support each other, basically.
Yeah.
Because there's just a lot of support out there for blokes at all. And well, you know yourself as a veteran that once you leave, mate, that's it. You close the door, wave you, tap you on the arse, off you go.
100%, mate. Yeah, 100%. we all know.
Absolutely, I'll tell you what, in the UK, it's absolutely disgusting the way their veterans are treated. Absolutely disgusting. No other country that I know of does it worse.
As far as I'm concerned, with the veterans in the United Kingdom, as much money as the government spends on your training, they should spend double when you leave the military to support you at the end,
It's-
as far as I'm
is-
concerned, because that's where the value is. Spending that money on your exit from your service. It's
I mean,
not just a case of thank you very much and like
Aye.
and
It
on
is-
you go. Can't
It is a rehabilitation you need when you leave, though. That's
No,
that's what you do need.
That's the difference. What he said then. Your value.
Yeah.
Our value is only value when you're in the army.
yeah.
You're not value to the army when you're out of the army.
No,
Nope.
because you cease to become an asset, and
You're not an asset.
That's and
Yeah.
as you well know, the military
You've done your term.
value everything as an asset.
You're a
So-
number, mate. That's all you are, is a number. And you know, we are getting better. I mean, I only got out in February this year, so it is getting better over the years. You know, the lads that have left all over the years is minus the opinion people leaving prison get more help. Yeah, no, you're right, Bruce. They do, and Bruce went through it. You know what I mean? He went through it. I think they're getting better at it. Are they anywhere near getting better as good as the Americans are once their guys leave, or the Canadians when they get? No, after a fucking mile from it. But it is getting better slowly and surely. But the steps that they're being taken to get there are fucking are this big, and they should be this big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the courses that you get offered when you leave are fucking shite. The qualifications you get when you leave are fucking shite. You know, so if you're coming from a combat unit like we do, you know, you're coming out. I mean, I was a tank commander. He was an infantry. You know, it's you're coming out with not very many qualifications, and you've got to chase those qualifications and then transfer them over to Civvy Street speak. But if you don't do that, man, you're coming out with the young lads. I mean, young lads that do 4, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. Some of them are coming out with fuck all, and you know they're not even getting a half pension. I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I've walked out the door with a full pension. You know what I mean? But young lads now, even if they do 12 years or 15 years or whatever, you used to get out at 12 years, you get a half a pension.
Okay.
Now they're getting fuck all. Even the lads that do 22 years now are getting fuck all when they leave till they're 65 years old. It's you know what I mean? The people join the armed forces because of the pension and because of how good the pension was when you left. Now, where's the incentive? It's gone. It's shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. If my lad, when he turns 18, says to me, "Dad, I want to go and join the army," I'll be telling him it ain't fucking happening, son.
No.
So,
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
now.
but
Yeah, I mean, back
the bean counter's got in charge. That's the problem.
Exactly, mate.
I
I'm trying to look at the chat on the. I can't see the chat because I'm in here with you guys, but I'm just going to
That's
see
right.
what's.
I think back in the day, like when I joined in '93, it was obviously it was a different army then. But now I'm working with, you know, blokes who are a bit like you. They've only been out months, and I'm just like, I can claim fuck all from 65, and I'm like, what? No, you get your military pension now. You can claim it, and you're like, no, can't claim fuck all. You can't have a golden handshake. You don't get you get your golden handshake, but you don't get your pension. So I'm like, that's fucking pants. That is fucking horrendous.
This dog shit. That came in 2015. So anybody that joined after 2015 is fucked, basically. And they want to do a 22-year career, or like me, 24 and a half years. You know, they're going to walk out the door with nothing till they're 65. You get your, here's a fucking payout. Thanks very much. You're not getting your pension till you're 65, though. See you later. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So if you're a boy soldier like we was, well, what age did you join?
I joined at 18.
See, I joined at 16, so I was a boy soldier. So I did
2 years for free.
2 years for the Queen.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, you know that don't go against your pension.
No, there's a fuck. Nope.
So
it's mad. It's fucking mad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and slag off the army and the armed forces because I'm not at all. I mean, the army has given me all the opportunities that I've got now, and I'm thankful of being able to live in Canada because of choices that I made whilst in the army. But if the choices weren't there, I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah.
So and I've got a pension coming every month and a massive payout. So.
But do you not think? Obviously, like it's a massive commitment that you make to join the service, and it's it's not rewarded at the other end. It's like as far as I'm concerned, it's like if you're deciding that you want to end your service at whatever term that is, whether it's 10, 15, 20, 25 years, surely they should be saying, right, okay, if that's what you want to do, that's your exit plan. So for the next 4 years, we're going to train you as X, Y, Z. We're going to have a house ready for you. We're going to do you know, it's like it can't just be the fact that they give you your bags with all your kit and just throw you out in the street.
What do you mean? All your kit?
It shouldn't be like that. You know, it's
all your kit is their kit.
Yeah.
I walked out with 2 black bags.
Yeah, that's
your personal kit.
Yeah, your personal kit.
I walked out with 2 black bags in my civvies. Into an hostel, and I was armless.
But that's it. It shouldn't be that. They should have the facilities set up that this is your pathway I'm not saying back into society. You're in society, but you're not obviously.
No, you're right, Ed. You're right. Back into society.
But they have to provide that pathway because they've taken you out of that pathway. By you conscripting into their service.
You're not a normal. How can I put this? Fucking without sounding like I'm fucking tapped in the head. You're not a normal fucking person. Do you know what I mean? You come out. You get out the army after kicking doors in and all the rest of it. You're never ever gonna be
normal
fucking human being who can get to sit down the pub and have a laugh and a fucking joke with. That's never going to happen. Never going to happen in a million years because the scenarios that we've led in life in general are fucking worlds apart, and you just can't comprehend when you do it as a squaddy and you're all there together. It's sound. There's not an issue. Once you walk away, that's when the realization hits you. When you start walking out of a Sangha or an LP position, or you're in fucking Baghdad or wherever, and you're fucking zigzagging up the road for 50 meters so you don't get shot, that ain't fucking normal behaviour.
No.
That ain't normal behaviour.
It's not. I was lucky, man. I got out and I got walked straight into a job. I was lucky. I think that's helped massively with obviously me making that transition. I mean, fuck me, mate. 24 and a half years is a long time. You know, to be sort of in an institution where you know what you're doing on a daily basis. You know what you're doing. Your routine's there every single day. You know who's below you, who's above you, so on and so forth. I think if you walk out into a job that's there, great. Once you've had your little bit of leave, because you need that break in between. I mean, these guys wanted me to join them straight away, and I was like, nah. I need a bit of a fucking break. You know, so I took 2 months off just to decompress and take it all in. And I think that helped. And I walked straight into a job. And to be honest, it's gone. My transition from being in the army to Civvy Street has gone really well. It has. Through my own doing, by the way. Fuck all to do with the army. Because, you know, they won't help me because I decide to stay in Canada. Or you're transitioning out in Canada. There's nothing we can do for you. What do you mean there's nothing you can do for me? Well, none of those courses that you can do over here, we can't pay for that in Canada. Okay, so you want me to come back do a course in the UK that means absolutely jack fuck in Canada? Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the world has changed, man. When lads used to, you know, get out of the army and transition into Germany, Gibraltar, Cyprus, so on and so forth. Nobody gave a fuck, and they just went on their own merry way. The world has changed. You can't do that to guys anymore. You know, when if young lads want to do what I've done, they're gonna struggle. They are. You know, so it's fucking. I'm glad it's happened nicely for me. I'm glad my transition out of the army has been good. Because if it hadn't been good, I think I would have been losing my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Like I say, mate. You know, well, fortunate or unfortunate, I had a young family. So when I left, I'd have a pot to piss in, mate. I was in. They ended up going with their Tracy's mum and dad, and I went into a fucking sheltered accommodation, living in fucking bunk beds. See that to me is fucking unbelievable.
No, and that's the point I was trying to make. Is somebody that served this country should never ever have to be in that situation when they leave service. Never.
Said, I think it's down to individual councils. I know when we were looking at years ago, when I was looking at getting out the first time round, I never did, by the way. I never fucking did get out. But you were saying that before about, they should make it easier for you when you get out. That's the opposite mentality for the armed forces, is because they don't want you to leave, and they will give you the shittest package they can possibly give you, and you'll go, well, actually, what's the fucking point of me getting out? I might as well just fucking stay in because I can't get nothing. So I might as well just stay where I am. And that's the point of it. They don't want you to leave. And I think councils and back in the UK, I know when we looked about it years ago, I would have gone to the top of the housing list, but it's council specific, your own area specific. And we would have gone straight to the top of the list, coming out of the armed forces. And it depends if the council is armed forces friendly, I would suggest. I know I think in Glasgow as well. I remember one of my Scottish regiment for 25.
It's the councillor.
Yeah, exactly.
The councillor.
I think in Glasgow, Zed, I might be completely wrong here, mate. Obviously, being 25 years nigh on in a jock regiment, mate. I think the lads that I saw getting out, they lived in Glasgow, they would go to the top of the housing list. I think I could be wrong, but it depends on where and what. But yeah, it's fucked. It is fucked. You're right. It's fucked.
There should be a parity right across the board. It shouldn't
Absolutely.
be where regional. It should just be the fact that you guys have made the ultimate sacrifice for the country. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care what anyone says. As far ultimate sacrifice, you should be looked after as much as this country can.
There's a thing called the Armed Forces Covenant, and it's not worth the paper it's written on. It really isn't. It says all that. It says all that stuff there.
Yeah.
Does it happen? Does it fuck?
Might as well fucking wipe your arse.
Exactly.
Wipe your arse a bit.
If not anything else, they find any excuse or any reason they can for not doing it.
It's such a shame. It's such a
another
shame.
Another loophole they give you is, we want to push you to go and buy, because they don't want you to have service families accommodation anymore. They want you to go and buy your own house. Right. Stability is what they keep saying, right? You cannot buy a fucking house in the armed forces if you're in the REME or you're like a regiment that moves around every 3 years, or a corps that moves around. How the fuck are you supposed to buy a house? Yeah. When you move every 3 fucking years.
Exactly. What company's going to give you a mortgage for that?
Exactly, mate. And all they're doing is, we'll give you some of your lump sum, or we'll give you this money towards buying a house. But actually, it's not free money. It comes off your fucking lump sum at the end. Yeah. So it's like, come on, man. And you've got to. It's fucked. It really is.
It needs to be better. It needs to be thought out better. See, at the end of the day, I'll see if it meant I paid 5 pence more in VAT or whatever it cost national insurance wise, I'm paying it.
Yeah,
because you just need to be protected. You 100%.
I just think 100%. I just think up until it happens to you, you don't realise how shit the system is. If that makes sense.
Yep.
You know what I mean? When you make this, the only way I can describe it is like living back in the block.
Mm-hmm.
6-man room.
I can imagine.
12-man room, bunk beds. You got your block, your big block underneath your bed.
Yeah.
Your wooden block with all your shit in it. You can lock away. That's it.
What gets me is they put the onus on the soldier to buy his own house and whatever. A young lad can't afford a fucking house nowadays. A senior NCO will fucking struggle. So how is he supposed to fucking do this? Yeah. Fictional, it's all thought up by brain boxes in it in the MOD in Whitehall, who are on $250,000 fucking pound a year, raking it. Mummy and daddy have got a massive fucking estate somewhere in Buckinghamshire or whatever. And then you're asking young lads, lance corporals, even sergeants with like 5 kids. How the fucking hell is a sergeant with 5 kids supposed to afford a 6-bedroom house or a 5-bedroom house? Come on, man. You know what I mean? It's just, it's madness. I'm glad I settled over here, because if I'd have settled back in the UK, I think it would have been a completely different story for me. I really do. I really do.
You'd have a 2-bedroom flat, if that,
yeah, exactly. Instead of this fucking massive mansion I live in right now. But anyway, that's a different
story. And the big OnlyFans job as well.
Yeah.
All I've got is a fucking snoring bulldog.
Hey, I tell you what, I'm gonna start selling pictures of my feet to make some money.
Mate, you want to put them fucking trotters away? Fucking
fucking flippers. The flippers, mate, they're like fucking like this. Fucking hell.
So, Stevie, how you enjoying the bike?
Love it, mate. Love it. Absolutely love it. I do. I think it's a fucking beast of a machine. And that Milwaukee 8 there is just like the Evo. It's fucking solid. It is solid. Yeah. Like the Evo was back in the day. But yeah, I love it, mate. It's nice having places to put things.
But the colour is just perfect.
Yeah.
It's like
it is a nice colour. Just pop in the sun.
Yeah,
definitely.
Oh, yeah. You can't beat that Manchester United red, can you?
Oh,
motherfucker! How dare you?
How dare you?
I do believe I said that on the day you revealed it as well. I do believe I said that on the day you revealed it.
You did, yeah. Fair play, mate. You did. Yeah, I love it, mate. It's everything I've wanted for 20 years, as it were. So.
I mean, personally, since I've been holidaying in Florida and etc., and I've rented the electric lights and things like that, I want one. I really, really want one. But the downside is living in this country, you can't fucking own one because
you can't afford them, mate. I would be surprised, if people could afford them in the UK. I paid the equivalent of what you would pay in pounds for that in dollars, which let's just say $30,000. You'd pay £30,000 for that back in the UK, and it's fucking, you know what I mean? It's mental.
No, I mean, I looked at them. I went down to a Harley dealer down in Oxfordshire, and I found a couple of really nice looking, with all the bells and whistles on them, second-hand ones for like 19 grand. Wow. And I said to the missus, look at this. This is really nice. She said, oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And she just said one thing, don't forget, you ride your bike all year round.
Yeah.
I went, yeah, that's got too much fucking chrome on it. Forget it. It's just,
that's exactly why I went fucking black.
Yeah.
Because the previous bike, as you guys know, my 2 previous bikes that I've had over here have been chrome, and it's been a fucking nightmare to keep cleaning.
I think he's put his onesie on now. Look, he's nice and toasted.
Got his onesie on, lad. Yeah, look at that.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
Mate, this is like
a bear
outfit.
Fucking hell, don't lift it up. He might be naked underneath. Forget.
Fucking hell. Who's in the side chat, by the way? I can't see.
It's like
nothing's going on there, mate. It's not rolling. We ain't got that many.
It's not. Oh, okay. Roger.
They're all enthralled and listening to our stories. That's what it is.
I got another package through the door before, another Advan Black. The fucking box was like this fucking big. I'm like, what the fuck is this now? I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That's what I wanted to say to you, Stevie. That's what I was... Have you received my sticker yet? Because the name on it might be confusing.
No, I haven't actually. That reminds me, I haven't sent you one. Fuck. Roger. Snail mail.
No, I'll tell you what. I said to my missus, I said, can you open up my Instagram on my pad? The messages. Military Biker sent me a message. Can you read it? It's got his address on it. So she wrote your address out, but unfortunately, the line above it, you said Roger.
Fuck's sake.
So she's called you Roger.
Roger, that. Yeah. Fucking hell. I've got mine are here somewhere. Where the fuck are they? They're here. I need to send some off to you, mate. Oh, to you. Fucking you too, actually. There they are there. They're all good to go. So, Pete, you'll have to send me your address, mate. I'll send you some over.
That's what I just put in there. Drop me a text and I'll send you some over.
Yeah, we'll do, mate. Have you got stickers, have you?
It's in the private chat.
I'll send you a little care package.
Roger, look, Zed's got one already. He's happy. Fuck you know.
I've got Toby Northern has done a sticker swap with me as well. So
what
I'm going to do is I've decided to nick Cole Dutz's idea and have a sticker wall. And I'm going to stick it up in my head and start. I was going to use my toolbox, but I've realised I've got too many stickers for my toolbox already.
Yeah.
So,
mate, look, I'll show you where I stick mine.
Toby does a cool mail call.
So I don't know if you can see them on there.
Oh yeah.
There's some on there. There's fucking tons on that fucking thing there. Both sides. It's everywhere on there. It used to be. I used to have like a sticker board. Where's that gone? But I don't know where the fuck it is. Like loads of people, like old people. You know, people that like what normally happens on YouTube. People come on and make a channel and then they disappear 6 months later and never see them ever again. So there's some classics on there.
Yeah, it'd be worth a bit of money.
Yeah,
one day maybe.
I did start.
But yeah,
I did try.
it is on its way, but it'll probably be addressed to Roger. So
Roger, okay.
Roger.
Fucking Roger. Yeah.
God bless her. She is blonde, mum.
Roger.
I do keep looking at this, and I'm like, look at that whole.
That is
that's a blind
needs to be.
That's a stick. It's got to be done.
I think the missus would lose her fucking mind if I'm honest.
You know what's going to be put on there.
Lion rampant.
Yeah, lion rampant. Yeah. Okay,
Whoa.
right, I need to go get a top up, boys. I'll be back in 2.
I go.
Yeah,
right.
well,
While he's away, we'll talk about him.
Yeah.
While he's still got his earbuds in.
He looks fat in that shirt, though.
You mean fatter?
I'm sure that looks like an Everton away top.
I'm not saying what you look like wearing that fucking thing. It's like I don't know. It's like a mink.
He looks like a slim lumberjack. The fucking Irish picnic fucking lumberjack.
Irish picnic.
fucking slumberjack. You know I can hear you, like.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, fucking hell.
I miss this shit all day, man. You know you with the blokes. Just fucking ragging each other. I miss that shit.
So this is a good one. This is another local one called the Far Brewery. Yeah. And it's proper. A guy, I probably told you guys this before. Guy left Munich, opened up a little brewery around the corner from me, and his fucking beer is unreal.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. Good shit.
Is that what's that, lager or what's that?
Pills, yeah. Pilsner, basically lager. Yeah.
Lager.
Yeah. This one is 5% because it's German.
Yeah. Apparently Peaky is morphing into King Penguin. There you go.
Who the fuck's King Penguin?
Who's King Penguin, Bruce?
I have no idea who King Penguin is, Bruce, but yeah.
Is he slashed or is he more pissed than me?
He's probably been smashing the for 17 hours. Fuck.
Yeah.
I did see someone comment about Bruce going to Balmoral.
Yes, he went down to Balmoral, but he didn't get to the gates. Where was it? I think that might have been on Z.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Revs, yeah.
Revs, I've seen it before. Yeah. That's some fucking nice right. If I ever come back to the UK, that's where we're going to settle. Up north, way up north in Scotland.
Braemar, that's that place.
Yeah,
nice.
Gorgeous up there, mate, innit? Fucking stunning.
100%.
I said that to my missus. Well, after we come down from the NC 500, I said, if I'm going to go anywhere, it's going to be out in the fucking sticks.
Yeah.
That's me fucking
just fucking Pingu. Yeah, no, I 100%. Yeah, I mean, I'm spoiled, mate. I've got the Rockies are like just there. You know what I mean? So I'm like, if we ever leave, I want that mountain view still. You know, because it's there's nothing like it. Being able to ride through the mountains and stuff, there's fucking nothing like it, man. It's amazing.
It's nice.
The Scottish Lighthouse Society actually advertised for lighthouse keepers, and it's like in a couple of the Isles. So basically, all you have to do is tend the lighthouses, and I think you only have to visit them like a couple of times a month, but you have to stay up in the area as well. And like that's what an opportunity that is. The west coast of Scotland, right up the northwest. Sorry, it's like man.
Yeah, it'd be amazing, man. It'd be fucking. It's stunning. It is gorgeous up there. Love it. What's Bruce saying? Did you see it on my Instagram? No, I didn't actually. I'll have a look now.
I'll have a look him up. Just talking about on the way to Balmoral to see the Queen. She's lying in state at Westminster Hall at the minute. Have you seen the reports on how long the queue is going to be for now over the weekend?
Well, it was about
13 hours live.
No, it was 12 hours.
24 hours, they reckon. They shut the queue down.
29 hours. They've stopped people queuing now.
So what they'll do is they obviously know the schedule of when she has to move, so they'll know what the cut-off time was. So they were handing.
They'll estimate it out.
Yeah. So they waited until the queue expanded beyond that time, and then they'll tell the gates, don't issue. You stop issuing now. Send everyone else away, and that's the police will obviously stand at the gate, and unfortunately they'll miss it.
6:30 Monday morning or something. It shuts, doesn't it? So,
yeah. It's like one of the women.
Why would you rush the coffin? I don't understand that. Why would somebody rush the coffin? Surely you know you're going to get fucking filled in at that point.
You're going to get fucking you're going to get stuffed before you get 3 feet in, aren't you? So those guys standing there guarding the coffin aren't only just got their heads down; they've got their fucking eyes on everybody as well, and as everybody else in that building.
Right, them people are stood there, fucking just 50, 60, fucking 65-year-old blokes. Them geezers, they fucking just normal run of the block in mill blokes.
Oh, here he is! Look, it's old Brucey.
All right.
Oh, Brucey boy!
Got us lighthouse.
Lighthouse. You in the lighthouse? Can you afford the Lecky bill or what?
Not over here, you can't.
Fucking hell.
It's fucking walking around with a candle like this.
Hey, mate, he lives in Scotland. That's normal. He said. Fucking hell. So tell us about your trip to Balmoral.
Somebody rushed the coffin.
What do you mean, rushed the coffin?
The Queen's coffin. Somebody ran at it.
When is that today?
Tonight.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, no way.
Did the guards stab him?
Don't know. I was watching this, but it flashed up on my Sky News alerts.
Fuck, man, is wrong with these
crazy. I know.
Fuck knows, man.
But
they've been arrested, obviously.
See the thing about it is, do you not think that everyone now that the Queen has sadly passed, that all the loons are going to absolutely come out the woodwork? Because they're not going to stand for Charles. I do not think that for a minute.
No. There was protests in Wales, weren't there, today?
Did you see that rat saying to fucking Charlie, we can't afford to fucking heat our homes, but we're going to pay 100 million for you? Well, tell you what, mate, get a fucking better job. You can't be able to fucking heat your fucking home, won't you? Rat. Fucking scruffy left-wing bastard. But he hasn't got a fucking job. But he lives off the state. And if you're watching this, you little bastard, get a job, you scruffy cunt. Sorry.
No, you go for it, mate.
No.
Fucking winds me up. It winds me up, man.
I'm just shocked that somebody thought that they could rush the fucking coffin.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up now on Sky News, see what's going on.
Blew my mind, that has.
Yeah, that's...
What a fucking twat.
Wow. Man in custody after trying to rush Queen's coffin. Public queues, though cold night. What? Public queues, cold night, king and siblings stand vigil. All right, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 15 minutes.
Part of the Guard of Honours, like Prince Charles, or King Charles, sorry, now, and Princess Anne and Edward and that, they'll do the 20-minute or 15 or whatever it is.
Yeah, I've seen that before. Do you know what I did see, though? The most impressive thing for me today is seeing fucking David Beckham. I know you touched on this before. Yeah. Beckham standing in that queue for 13 hours just to go pay his respects. Mm-hmm. And then you see fucking Holly Willoughby and Phil, what's his puss, cutting the line completely, cutting the queue and going like fucking round the celebrity
You're in the
entrance, whereas
VIP
Bex
bit,
is
did
fuck.
they?
Aye, whereas Beckham standing in the queue.
Beckham said, and he quoted saying, I wasn't going to take the VIP route. I wanted to do the queue.
Fuck
Fair
that.
play.
Bought everyone donuts and coffees and that, didn't he?
Aye, eating Pringles and shit, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what? He's a Man United player, but my respect for that guy has just gone through the fucking roof. It really has. What a top bloke. Really cool dude.
Absolutely.
Imagine sitting in the line, man, for 13 hours, knowing you could take the celebrity route if you wanted to and just fucking rodding it off and having Pringles with some old woman next to you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, he has ridden Posh Spice, so fair play.
True story. Do you know what pisses me off? Though?
When I'm told it had that much of a fucking ride.
A bit of a bony old shaker, but there you go.
The reporters wouldn't leave him alone, though, would they?
No,
he's just there paying his fuck off. Leave him alone.
I know.
Yeah. It does my head in.
Yeah.
No, it was a good ride on Saturday there down to Balmoral. What a cracking ride I had.
Mate, it looked. I've just seen it there now. It looks like I've seen the video you put on, but look, I bet you it was stunning, wasn't it?
Mate, it's just. I got up in the morning and I thought, will I do it or will I not? I said, I looked at the weather and I thought, you know what, I'm doing it. Jumped on the bike myself and thought, right, here we go. And I got over the top of the Lech ski centre. It's a ski centre up near Ballater up in the Cairngorms.
I thought that's what that was. That was a ski thing in the distance, wasn't it? Right, okay.
So just where I shot the videos, there's a little sort of side off lay-by. And then behind the bike, just over the crest of the hill, is the ski centre.
Wow.
And then obviously, you see the road snaking its way down the valley in front of me.
Yeah.
And that's all the way down to Ballater, down to Braemar. It's just one of the best roads I've ever went on. Even in the car, it's fantastic in the car.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's she going? Well, the wife's going out. Like, who the fuck's up the front? It's the missus. Fucking hell. All right, look good, man. Look, I'd love to be able to ride up there, man. It must be fucking spectacular.
I'll tell you what, lads. Fucking Monday's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
From the emails I'm seeing, obviously I'm still in the system, so the emails I'm seeing bounced about.
Yeah.
It's
our boys will be there. Bruce,
I've got to work Sunday to get Monday off.
Well, unfortunately, I think I said this a couple of weeks ago. My two IC.
I'm not going to say what I do for a living now, but obviously there's certain things I need to do to get the job. Make it easier to get Monday off.
Roger.
Vicky,
what did you just say there?
So, like I said this to you guys a couple of weeks ago. So my two IC, Watty, committed suicide 6 weeks ago, and it is funeral on Monday.
Fucking hell!
At 11 o'clock on Monday. So I've rang the church up to say, is he still going ahead? Obviously.
Oh yeah. Aye.
And then I've messaged his a spokesperson for the family who are dealing with the military side of it, because he's having a military burial. Yeah. So I spoke to them and I was just like, right, I just need to confirm, because there's going to be about 400 of us coming up there. So we all need to know. I need to put on my group that it's going ahead. And they was like, yeah, it's all going ahead. We're not going to change it, basically. So,
wow.
There's a lot of places that are.
So he's at Loughborough, just the other side of Nottingham.
Yeah.
But obviously this has been planned for 3 weeks now. So he took his own life about 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago. So
God bless.
So it's
military biker's gone. Take the piss out of his lumberjack shirt again.
Yeah. What the fuck are all them waistcoats? Fucking. Is that a thong? Is that a red thong in the middle? Yeah.
I'm sure you can see some chaps up there somewhere.
No, see the 1 second from the left? That's for the Blue Oyster Bar.
I think they call it the silver buckle.
He'll soon have one of them chains from his belt all the way around his arse.
Yeah. I'm sure he's already got one.
Yeah. There it is. All right. I thought he was pointing at his fucking red thong then.
Bunnies. That's actually the fucking cover for the helmet.
I bet it is.
He's got a leather helmet cover.
Cover for my helmet. The cover for my helmet.
I bet it fucking smothers it.
Fucking dickheads.
He's got a cover for his helmet, but no arse in his trousers.
No, exactly. Chapless ass.
Yeah, but
Fucking hell.
God bless you, Stephen.
yeah, but going back to that side, it's So the Cremwell cancel it. So they've just says up until the family cancel it, then they will do it, and the family says we're going to cancel it. So
no, fair play, man. You know, it's not like it's a game of chess, you know, or a fucking you going to watch your footy match. It's like it's the fucking guy's funeral. You know, why would you cancel it? Why would you? I get it. You know, it's a military funeral. I get it. But if you ask the Queen, she wouldn't want that. So let's go ahead with it.
no,
Absolutely. Want that, go ahead, wouldn't you?
and that's what we've said to his family. To be honest, you know, and we've all said we're going up to his. We're all going to his funeral. We're not going.
Yeah.
We will watch the Queen's funeral after.
Yeah.
But for that 45 minutes, we're at Andy's funeral, if you know what I mean. And I said that to his, you know what I mean. I spoke to his wife a couple of times now. Because obviously he's more too icy, so that makes it a little bit more poignant for me. And a little bit more emotional. But you know, he's I spent a lot of time with him, and you know, guided him through things and got him through things like NCR's carders, promotions, and all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? So when you're nurturing someone to kind of be the best they can be, and then this happens, you know what I mean? He took his own life and he ain't spoke to anybody. You kind of feel like, you know, what have I done wrong? Kind of thing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Where he spoke to me after all, you know, after all this time, what the fuck he spoke to me? And you just start.
Sad, isn't it? It's fucking sad, but it's a sad thing that's happening more and more and more and more. Especially over the last 20 years, you know. Yeah.
Well, that's what they say. It's something ridiculous. Like 70% of deaths of suicides for men.
Yeah.
That's fucking horrendous. That's horrendous.
Yeah. It is.
But
it's fucking sad, isn't it? It's sad.
But it's happening more and more now for even Selvin soldiers now as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we've lost 3 lads in the past fucking 5 years. 3 or 4. Gordy. That young lad, and then another lad. 3 or 4 guys, right?
Yeah.
Aye.
I've had 4 in 6 weeks.
Fucking hell.
4 in 6 weeks.
That is
madness.
That is hard going.
And any one of them died of, I won't say natural causes, it's motor neuron disease. So any one of them died of a actual cause.
An ailment of some kind.
Wow.
So you know, it's a fucking pill. Fucking pill.
I mean, one suicide, in my opinion, is too many. But
yeah.
But you can see what happens, though. Do you know what I mean? And you can. It's almost like, this is going to sound really bad, but it's almost like a trend. Do you know what I mean? And you get to a point in your life, which I got to. Fortunately, I come the other side, but I got to a point I was like, fuck this is shit. I don't do this no more. But fortunately for me, I come out the other side. But I can see where
that's it. Some don't, mate, and it's a sorry state of affairs that, you know, we've guys are getting to that point. Not just guys in the military, mate. Civvies is what are you drinking there, Brucey boy?
Innocent gun.
Ooh.
Oh, fucking hell! It is. It's sad. The amount of let's be honest, men's mental health has come more to the forefront in the last 20 years, more so the last 10 than any other point in fucking. It's always been there. It absolutely has. You know, and soldiers taking their own lives has always been there. But I think, you know, with the PTSD sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Diagnosis of most of the lads have now got PTSD. That's always been there as well since fucking man decided to fight man. Let's be honest. It is. And it used to be called shell shock, and people were fucking shot for it.
That was the whole thing. It was like classed as desertion. So
See,
exactly.
We was sorry.
So no, you go.
No. We was on about this the other day. Where did the terminology PTSD come from? See, before that it was Gulf War syndrome. Before that it was shell shock.
Yeah.
So where did I'm asking because I don't know where it's come from. I know it's the American phrase.
See,
I think it's come from Vietnam. I think it came from Vietnam. Is what the sort of little bit I've read on it. I think it came from after Vietnam is where it came in, because it was always shell shock. But you know, before that, and you know, or you're acting like a fucking dick, or you're a coward, or whatever. Let's be honest. There was 16-year-old boy got on the front in 1917 because they were scared out of their fucking wits, but they were shot for cowardice because they didn't want to go on the front line. The fuck, you know what I mean? There's a memorial at the Arboretum, and it's literally a 16-year-old boy with a blindfold on with his hands tied behind his back. Yeah, and that's, you know, it's fucking mental. Sorry, boys, 2 secs. The wife's ringing me.
I was under the impression that Gulf War syndrome was the result of the injections for protecting you against chemical warfare. I didn't think it was a terminology against like PTSD or anything like that. I thought that's.
You see, when I went to the Balkans War, I can show you a photo now. I had a full head of hair. So we had all the usual jabs, what you have. Yeah. Or when you go to war, you have other jabs extra. So we had the anthrax jab. Within 6 weeks, I was bald. Within 6 weeks. Do you know what I mean? And you know, it was just coming out. It was like coming out in clumps.
I told him to shove it up their ass. I didn't get it. Go fuck yourself is what I said. No way. Not the first Gulf, the second fucking time round. Remember, Bruce, they were all fucking get your anthrax jabs, and I was like, no, go fuck yourself. I ain't getting that.
See, we had that when we did the Balkans War, and
Bruce was in the first Gulf War in fucking 1772, though. So he
is that where you just fucking chucked fucking rocks and shouted at him?
Yeah, there's a Allah Akbar.
Lifted the kilt up, bare her arse.
Scared him to fucking death.
Tetsu.
You're getting it.
Shouting across the fucking battlefield. You're Moza Martyrus. Oh, fuck, you know. I do miss it, man. That right there, I miss it, man. Fucking, honestly. 25 years in a fucking Scottish regiment. The fucking patter was just unreal, man. Honestly. I'm adopted Scottish, so I can fucking say that.
Yeah, there you go. It was from the Vietnam War in the US military.
There you go. Yeah. Told you.
So I never
do know a little bit. I do know a little bit of history about military shit. A little bit. Poquito. I had a full set of hair. Rolly, you've never had hair. I'm not having
it. A couple of boys that I've ridden with, that were in the military. They were in the infantry, and they're motovloggers. One of them, the Flying Jock. He's not very active on YouTube, but we went on a ride out, and it was to, I can't remember the name of the place. It was down in Ayrshire, and it's basically for veterans with PTSD, and we went on a charity ride out. We all paid money to go on the ride out, and we all went down to the place. And one of the ex-servicemen that was actually in the facility, who was getting looked after, bought us all a patch. And
combat stress.
Yeah, that's a patch.
Yeah, yeah.
Try and touch it and get the camera to thing. Combat stress patch. He bought us all the patch out his own money, just because he was blown away with the amount of bikers that turned up, and just out of sheer appreciation.
Combat stress are brilliant, mate. They're really good. Combat stress, really good.
It was
really
they help the soldiers a lot. You know what I mean? When you go to combat stress, if you have, obviously it was a bit different for me, because when I got out the army, my transition wasn't as easy as other people was. So for years and years and years, I don't know that, you know, me drinking too much, going out, fucking scrapping, losing me fucking temper, all the fucking rest of it. I can't hold the job down, all this like. Once you go and get tested, all these factors come together.
Yeah.
And then when they explain to you, can you hold the job down? I'm like, no. Do you get angry fucking really quickly? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you drink a lot? Yeah. You know, and then all of a sudden, all these criteria starts coming into effect, and you're like, shit, that's me. That's me. That's me. That's I'm that person that I'm describing there. That's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it takes, obviously, it took me a while before I realised and before I knew that I'd got PTSD and depression.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, at least now, before I couldn't put a name on it. I just thought it was just me being a bit fucking angry to fucking sneeze, wanting to fill every fucker in, you know. Usual stuff as a fucking.
Is that Julie? Boy.
She coming.
The boy that you last seen, Bruce, was probably like this fucking big. Like that big. He's like, look at the size of him now. He's a fucking monster. Look.
Okay, now look at that.
Jeez.
Hello.
What's that? A Man United top he's got on.
Cheeky bastard. He said, have you got a Man United top on? Tell him.
No. Definitely not.
Tell him to go pound sand.
What are you doing? Stretching off to fill somebody in? What are you doing?
he's
coming for me.
That's exactly what's happening. He's stretching off to fucking fill someone in. Suck on an egg, he said.
Oh, bless him.
I hear the egg.
No. Not one of them, Bruce. No, absolutely not. Jesus Christ. Well, listen, boys, I'm going to drop out because I've got to go and do some family stuff, and we all know how we love that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, listen, have a wonderful weekend, guys. It's always a pleasure and an honour to sit here and chat shit with you guys. So, yeah, have a wonderful weekend. I will be getting up at 4 a.m. on Monday morning to watch the funeral myself. So, yeah, God bless Her Majesty. May she rest in peace. And God save the King.
Cheers, Stevie.
See you, boys. Take it easy. See you, pal. Take it easy, boys.
Sure.
Sit off for a bit. I love having Stevie along. He's such fun.
Such a good boy.
He's a good lad, isn't he?
Yeah. He is. Yeah, definitely.
Heart of gold, that man.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So,
no,
what's the plans for the week then? So, did you pass your medical, or what test did you do for your HGV, Simon?
My CPC, my driver's competence certificate.
Oh, your CPC card.
Yeah. So I've now got that. So I'm a professional driver, which basically means you can now get paid for driving commercially.
Yeah,
that's all that means. It's 35 hours worth of training. I've done that. And the funny thing is, as soon as I told my bosses that I've now passed my CPC, they've put me in for the next 7 hours worth of training towards my next qualification. I'm like, oh, fuck off! I've only just done 35 hours. I said, no, you got to keep it going. You got to keep it going. Oh, fuck off.
So have you got to do like the touchscreen test and as a percentage and all that shit? Have you?
Oh, I've done that. I did me theory and my hazard perception. I actually shocked myself. I was a bit disappointed in the theory because I only got 92 out of 100, and 4 of them questions I got wrong. I fucking knew the right answer. I just didn't read the question right.
Yeah.
And then me theory, me hazard perception, I got 92 out of 100 as well. And when I looked at it, I scored because there's 19 clips, and you can score a maximum of 5 points for each clip and 10 points for the double. I scored, I think it was 9 for the double instead of 10, and I scored, I think it was 4 for 7 clips. The rest of them I scored maximum. I was like, oh, well, I'm happy with that. But then when I spoke to somebody else afterwards, they said, well, you're an advanced motorcyclist, so you should have got fucking more than that. I'm like, fuck off. The pass, the pass mark was 67%. I scored 92, so fuck off. I did really well.
Yeah. Well, you did.
So now, basically, I'm just waiting for me practical test, which is getting in a lorry and driving it around and reversing, etc. So,
you'd have to reverse now.
They've got a certain element they want me to do, apparently. But yeah, basically, as long as you don't do a blindside reverse, you pass. So
yeah. Well, by law now, you ain't got to reverse because in 99% of the places there's shunters and tippers, so there's no need to reverse. So that's the way they're going around at the moment.
Yeah. But so I mean, it's just but unfortunately they can't fit me in for me practical until December, so I've got to wait till December.
Was it true that when you went for the medical and you asked them where you put your clothes, they said next to mine?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and there was also the bend over and can you feel both hands on my shoulders? I'm just checking your prostrate. Yeah, he did all that.
Can you cough? No, again.
Can you cough? No, you can fuck off. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, mate. Though that it's all about progressing, isn't it? That's
it is, and I'm really pleased it is actually, because we're getting more and more bad news on the I work on the processing side of Royal Mail, and we just get more and more bad news all the time about our work being shipped out and done here and done there. And if you don't know, I mean, we're in a dispute at the moment with the employer. And so far, I think it's recorded they've spent £18 million trying to break the strike. They'll do what they can to break the strikes. And that news story broke, and the investigation broke today, also into the potential that somebody else is buying Royal Mail, and the share price dropped about 40 pence. So.
I hope it's not somebody from Dubai or something like that that's going to.
It is a foreign investor that is buying up.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like a venture capitalist or something like that. I'm hoping it's not. It has to stay in house. It really does.
I mean, if anybody was to buy Royal Mail and start breaking it up, I mean, they would, and they'd sell everything off except the network.
Yeah,
because we have the best network for the UK in the country. There's nobody else can match it. There's nobody else can get an item from Land's End to John O'Groats in a day.
Yeah.
There's nobody can do it, and that is the bit that is worth the most amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is worth peanuts. That is the bit, and that is the bit somebody will want. And that is the bit they will sell for an absolute fortune.
Yeah.
The planes, the trains, the trucks, the lot. And that is worth billions to somebody.
It has to be protected. It really does.
There is a petition going around. I will share it on the motor bloggers thing about getting the government to intervene and to make the Royal Mail back to government owned as it was as a service, because it is a service and that's what it's always been. Roland, good evening.
There you go, people.
All good, man. All good, man.
All right, man.
Yeah,
I think
not too bad.
I think that's what should have happened with the gas, the electric, everything. They sold it all off in the fucking 80s. And fucking shouldn't have done.
Right.
Totally
The problem you got when you privatise things, it's supposed to make things cheaper, right? Okay. So if you privatise something, it invokes competition, and competition makes things cheaper. But when you privatise something that is a monopoly, like Royal Mail, like British Telecom, like the railway, because you can only go on one railway, you can't build another one next to it, it's a monopoly. All that does is that drives up prices to increase shareholders' money, to make money for CEOs and shareholders. It doesn't improve the service, and it doesn't improve the working wage. It doesn't improve it. So
also, the timing seems to line up with the dilapidated infrastructure as well.
Yeah.
100%.
100%. So you cannot privatise a monopoly, which Royal Mail was.
Have you noticed that? Well, you probably haven't even heard the news, but COVID is. My missus works at a local hospital to us. COVID is absolutely rife.
It's on the way up again. Yeah.
Rife. It's worse than it's ever been. Ever been.
And which is why they're invoking this fourth jab.
Like me, this is a screen. Cover shit up.
Yeah, COVID's on the rise again. We all know it is, and it is this is why they've invoked this fourth jab, and we're going to get in early, and we're going to try and get all our elderly and our sick and our poorly. The news is reporting over 65 they're going to start getting notifications for a COVID jab. I've got people that I work with that are under 50 that have had notification to go get another booster, their fourth booster. And they're like, what? This is supposed to be for the, they can see another surge coming. And they're
doing it. I think this is coinciding with what they would expect to see with the flu over the winter, as far as I'm concerned. My wife works in the hospital, so I kind of, there hasn't been the spike that it's been, you're led to believe that there has been. She's not reporting any greater numbers in the wards than have been for the whole year. And I will say that the amount of COVID patients in the hospital has been very high, consistently high throughout the year. So the fact that they've been reporting that COVID's been on the downslide, that's the false thing. That's the false thing. It's not the fact that it's high just now, because it's been high all along. It's the fact that they led everyone to believe when we were coming out of lockdown that it was on the way down, when it wasn't actually. The difference is that the jabs that we've had, reportedly, whether it's been proven or not, I cannot confirm that, but reportedly, it means that if you do contract it, it has less of an effect on you.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
Depending on your well-being and whatever,
absolutely. Yeah. Health, age, prior conditions or whatever. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about the COVID, how it projects between people and everything else, but I spent the night in bed with my wife, and she tested negative the night before on a what's-it test. And then the next day I was on my way to London for a conference, and she rings me while on the motorway and says she just tested again in the morning because she felt rough, and she was tested positive. I was like, well, I tested negative this morning. I shall go to my meeting, but I shall distance and mask and do all that. and she was testing positive for, I think it was 8 days. She tested positive. Now we shared a bed. I kissed her goodbye in the morning. I did all that. I was testing negative every day.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But I did have a headache, although I was testing negative every day. I had a headache that lasted about 2 days.
Yeah.
But I went to work because I'm testing negative, and I kept my mask on and things like that. This is a few months ago now, and I don't figure how she got it from wherever she got it from, and we slept together. I'd kissed her goodbye in the morning, and then which at the time she was positive, and I just showed negative all the time. Now we both had jabs, we both had boosters, we both had everything, but I never showed up a positive test. I can't figure that. That was
Simon, my wife Louise, she works in RAH in Paisley Hospital. She's a domestic for 2.5 years. Has worn the fitted masks and been testing throughout and been negative all the way through, and just recently tested positive. And our habits have not changed. My work insists that I do test, and I do test regularly. And all the way through, every single one of my kids has had COVID. My wife's had COVID. I've never tested anywhere close to positive.
no.
And I can't understand why. I probably should have done, because in my work I'm exposed to a lot of people. With Louise's work, she's in amongst patients that are all testing positive for COVID. She's in positive COVID ward. She knows when she starts her work that you're going into a ward with COVID, and it's what they say, it's called a fitted mask. It's fitted to her face. It's custom fitted. So it's the best form of protection, but even though it's the best form of protection, doesn't mean that she's going to be fully protected. We all understood that, and as I say, after 2.5 years, she caught it, and I don't understand how I've dodged the bullet, and I've never contracted it.
Hey, I wouldn't complain.
Well, yeah.
It's not complaint, it's bewilderment, I think.
It is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's like if I was going to catch it, I should have done, because of the nature of my wife's job. I should have had it by now, and I haven't. Like I say, the kids have had it, and I'm not going to not expose myself to my kids, because you need to see them, you need to check up on them, make sure they're okay. You need to give them their dinner, breakfast, lunch, whatever it is that you're doing. You have to interact with them, and we have been careful. We have been obviously sanitising, so on and so forth. But you're not going to, whatever the government state as the normal protocol for it. I wouldn't say every single person has done that every single time, and I can't understand. It's like, how have they all got it and I haven't? What's different about me? And I have had all my jabs, just like everyone else. And I would say as well, see the second COVID jab I got, it absolutely put me on my back.
Yeah.
It floored me.
Right.
It floored me. It was like a heavy flu.
I was all right with my first.
Fever.
My second floored me as well.
Yeah. It was an achy flu. The booster was fine, but as far as testing positive, no, never been close to it. Touch wood. Hope I never do.
See, for me, I tested positive as soon as it came out. Literally, as soon as it came out, I tested positive. I felt a bit ropey, but that was about all. But since I've had the jabs, every booster I've had has knocked me off my feet.
Right.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. For a week, it's completely pulled me in. I've had literally a raging headache, and it's like a weak hangover.
Yeah.
I've never felt that early in my life.
So, like, after my second jag, I went back to my work, and throughout the day, I just started, my temperature started to climb and climb and climb, to the point where when I drove home, my wife's like, you need to go to your bed, you look terrible. And I was like, I feel absolutely awful. And like every single bone in my body was aching, sore. So I took ibuprofen, paracetamol. I had about 2 litres of water and just sat and just drank and drank and drank and felt horrendous. And
How long did that last for?
It didn't. It was probably just over the 24 hours. I would say.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say like after the 24 hours I felt 100%, but
yeah,
I felt that bad that after the 24 hours, anything other than what I was feeling was an improvement kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like I went back to my work, and that was so within the next couple of days I was back up to what I would say would be normal.
See, for me, from start to finish was like 6 days.
Yeah.
From start to finish, from the moment I started feeling ropey to the point where I was at the point where I was like, right, I don't feel too bad. I could, I could go back to work now. Was about 6 days, and but that was after every jab, every booster, every jab. Knocked the shit out of me.
See, I was after the second, like when they gave me my appointment for the third batch, I was like to my wife, I don't think I'm going to do this. I don't think I'm going to do it. So you need to do it because obviously I'm protecting the kids and so on and so on. I was like, I don't want to feel like that again. And she said, no, you need to do it. So I took it, and there was zero effect. My temperature never went up a degree, it never went down a degree. But what they're saying now is everyone's had the Pfizer or the AstraZeneca. Now they're saying this booster is going to be the Moderna.
Yeah. That's going to be a different one.
And I'm like, what's going on here? What is this? It's like, obviously, like when you're serving and you're going out into like the Afghanistan or the Gulf or whatever it is, they're giving you all these medications that they're saying is going to protect you while you're out in the field, but you can't be 100% sure as to what it is that they're giving you at any given time. That's that kind of feeling I'm getting with this. It's like, who's this been tested on? That it's like it took them how long to sort of actually bring out an antidote to HIV? Yet COVID, they had it within a year. I'm like, how accurate is this? How accurate is the data? It's like, are we going to find?
We'd never know. We never know.
I think.
Yeah, but
I think in the next 10 years we are going to know.
Yeah, but
COVID's been
about for years, COVID's been about for years. It's just this variant hasn't. This COVID-19. COVID's been about. It's just a common cold, basically.
Yeah.
But this common cold is it attracts phlegm on the lungs, basically. So it produces like
pneumonia,
like a pneumonia, yeah.
Basically, it's pneumonia. So it produces a bubble on the lungs. So that's all it is, basically. But all it's doing is. This probably might sound fucking really bad, but it's just eradicating the weak. It's just the whole world resetting himself, going, right, we need to get fucking rid of some people here. Let's fucking stop, restart. Let's get rid of these, get rid of that, get rid of the weak, get rid of the old, and then we can all start again. Because at some stage, we're all going to be just fucking inundated with each other.
The Great Reset.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've read that.
I don't know. I mean, breeding all sorts of viruses for all sorts of things all the time, aren't they?
Yeah.
Was this an accident?
It
No.
was an accident because it's
Just man-made?
been proven it was an accident.
No.
If you research Fauci, who was the spokesperson for America for the health,
Yeah.
and you look at what he's been involved in, this has been constructed. This whole thing, the whole virus, has been constructed from the beginning to the end.
Right, mate. This COVID-19 was a test.
Yeah.
To see how quick globally a disease, not a disease, but a disease could get round the world. That's what it was. It was a test.
What I've watched a few things on. You don't want to say too much. Sometimes it's like you understand what I mean, but it's like sometimes the problem is created by the people who already have the solution to fix it, and that's a mechanism to gain trust. But all the while, it's a mechanism to generate income and money.
Yeah.
So every single company that was involved in antidotes and remedies for COVID-19 was all linked to the government establishments, and you think to yourself, who gained out of this? It certainly wasn't us.
No, that's it.
Because what it did was, first of all, right away, they tested while we were all locked down. They tested digital currency because that's what they want.
China.
That's what they want to bring in. It's like the
Cashless currency.
Yeah, CBDC. It's called Central Bank Digital Currency in the United Kingdom, and it was Rishi Sunak. If you look at YouTube and you type in CBDC, Rishi Sunak, who was the Chancellor of the Exchequer at the time of Boris Johnson, actually did a documentary about it, and he actually said that the British government are going to introduce digital currency, and the digital currency by law and by legislation will be programmable.
Yeah.
Now, to make you understand what programmable digital currency is, if the government turns round to you and says that eating beef is bad for your health, if you go and try and buy a sirloin steak on a Monday, you'll be allowed to. If you go and try and buy it on a Tuesday, you will be denied. Wednesday, you will be denied. Thursday, you will be denied. Why? Because you're doing something out with government directives. If they turn around and say you can only drink X amount of alcohol units per week, if you use your digital currency to try and purchase alcohol out with that, you will be denied.
I'm going to be fucked there.
But this is the type of
Start brewing your own.
But if you look at the broader picture of everything that's happened quite recently, this is some of the stuff that's been happening in the background.
They've been having a crack at it with China.
Well, China have got it just now. It's like if you're caught littering, you can only spend your currency on basics. It's all about it promotes positive behaviour. If you're good to your neighbours, if you help in the community and so on and so forth, it opens up a whole avenue. You can go to the cinema, you can buy a McDonald's, you can do this, you can do that. If you've got a negative impact on your community, your digital currency starts to shut down and you're restricted. You can buy basic food and you can do basic things within until you become a better person. And that's happening in China just now.
So basically, they're fucking controlling you, basically.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what Google. That's what Google, Amazon. That's what everything that's happening just now. That's what it's all doing. What they're turning around and saying is like Google is one of the biggest. It's basically gleaning all the information from the whole of the United Kingdom and beyond. So basically, every time you enter anything into your search engine, what you're doing is you are actually entering information into a massive information bank. So they actually start to learn your habits, they learn your needs, they learn your desires, so they can then program what they need to what they start to be able to learn what your desires are, what you need within your life, whether it be the ring doorbell. I've heard of the ring doorbell that Amazon sell. That somebody was standing outside. Somebody was standing outside talking about a lawnmower and went back into their house and went onto their computer. What's the first thing that come up on their computer?
Lawnmower.
So it's like
That's what happens on Facebook, though. You talk about something that's on Facebook, and then the next ad is whatever the fuck you was just talking about.
it's like these programs have got something called a sniffer device on it, and it listens to keywords that are getting said. And they can react to that. They take that information and then they can target. It's targeted advertising, and it's for nothing else more than that. It's basically they sort of know your habits, learning like keywords that you're maybe saying or typing in or whatever. So anytime you interact, say for example, my computer and somebody else's computer, we were to sit side by side and we were to Google or search just naturally as we would. The two computers that have been started at the same time, they would be two totally different computers because they would be based around our habits, not the computer environment. They'd be our environment. What we were looking at, if we were into golf, bikes, whatever it was.
Don't worry. It's all right.
I agree what you're saying there totally, because it does. Well, you like you say, you look at Facebook or Google or whatever. As soon as you start talking about something, within hours, within 24 hours, you getting an advert on fucking hair loss or fucking a nasal trimmer or fucking whatever the fuck you've been speaking about.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
But that could be, you know, when I was in the army, the job that I did in the army was reconnaissance, and we had to abide by law to get this information on fucking people, and it just seems like that I'm getting it off you for nothing, basically.
Everything is like the whole thing where it's like you go onto a website that you've never been on before, and they ask you if you want to accept cookies.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving up information. Don't kid yourself, you're giving up information. And like a lot of these websites right now, if you don't accept the cookies, they don't allow you onto the website. So you feel obligated to say, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to, it's cookies, it's only cookies. But they're gleaning information off you, that's what they're doing, constantly.
It's all your favourites, all your search engines, all what you're searching for, what you're looking for.
How many people read everything they say you've got to agree to before you accept something? Like
scroll.
Accept button.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you ever listened to anything with Elon Musk with regards to? Do you know about the Neuronet?
Neuronet, yeah.
So Elon Musk impregnated a pig with a Neuralink processor, which basically interrupts brain patterns and can control the pig through thought processes. And the ethos behind it was for quadriplegics that maybe suffered an injury where they lost the use of their limbs, that they could implant a Neuralink processor into their brain and control the limbs, bypassing the actual spinal cord. That was the whole ethos behind it. Now, there was a documentary just recently where Elon Musk actually admitted that the information that's gathered within the internet just now could quite easily be processed and retransmitted when the government maybe had a thought process or a thought that they wanted to impart onto society, that anyone with a Neuralink, they could, through the web, they could impart that thought process onto anyone with a Neuralink. And he admitted that quite openly, that it was possible for that to happen. That's Terminator stuff right there.
Yeah. Man, that shit from 30 years ago that you thought was fucking madness.
Yeah.
Is now our living reality.
He was asked a question, and I love Elon Musk. I think he's one of the most philanthropic people that we've got on this planet for the things that he's doing. And somebody asked him, they said, do you think it would be possible to weaponize a drone? And he said, yep, absolutely. And
weaponizing a drone?
And they said, yeah. And he said, how would they do it? And he said, well, you've got facial recognition technology on a mobile phone. Right, okay. He said, you put that onto a drone and then attach some sort of weapon onto it. And then you tell the drone to look for that face and send it away.
Yep.
And
if you do the right reconnaissance and the right searching, if you know that person's well, I've seen drone attacks, so what you just said then, it's already happening. That's already happening.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
I know what you're saying there. You could say a facial recognition right off your phone, and put it on a fucking drone.
Yeah.
And as long as you know that if that drone's only got half an hour in the air, if you know that person's in that particular spot, then send it out.
This example that he said was in an office. If you were to put a drone into an office and it was to recognise one face in that office, it could do it.
Yeah, 100%.
It could do it, and it could target that one person. There'd be no collateral damage. It would be only.
Well, it's like a dog, ain't it? It's like that in a dog. Once a dog smells that smell, no matter what other smells it's smelling, it's after that smell.
Yeah.
So he can go in a room with 20 other people, but it'll only attack one person who smells like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible, really, isn't it?
It's funny how it's going. Funny, not as in funny, haha. It's just funny as in it's so close.
Everything we thought was a dream when we were kids.
Exactly, that's the whole thing. That's what I was just about to say, Simon. It's like everything that's been portrayed to us as science fiction is now becoming so hard science fact.
Yeah.
And it makes me think that was what we were being fed years ago programming? Were they programming us? Probably.
Yeah,
hey, who knows?
Just a lot in the loud now.
Go on.
Right then, lads, I'm gonna have to shoot off because it's my baby's 8th birthday tomorrow, so I'm gonna get me down my fucking 10-foot tent put up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to your little one.
Yeah, have a great day. I hope everyone
enjoy all that jelly and ice cream.
Oh, definitely.
I gotta put trampoline up as well.
Absolutely brilliant.
Love you all, guys. Stay safe.
Take care.
Ever you need me, just message me. All right.
Yeah, no worries, man. Take
Same
care.
as Peaky. Yeah.
See you later.
All the
Sorry,
best.
lads. Have a nice night. Stay safe.
See ya.
Cheers.
Right. I want to interrogate Rowley on how he does all this.
Right, Roland. I speculated on you were using OSB. Are you using an OSB? Are you?
Yeah, OSB. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you might have been.
How the
Yeah.
fuck does that work? Explain.
Right. Have you got the program?
Nope.
Okay. Well, download the program. It's easy, and what you do is you just once you've got the program up, you can put your camera into it, and then once your camera's in the program, you can actually resize it to do whatever you want. And with a green screen, you can put any backdrop you want.
Easy as that.
It is. It's actually pretty easy. But,
so you can drop yourself into a golf course.
Yeah. Oh, you can put yourself anywhere.
Brilliant.
Yeah. It's pretty good. I mean,
The best one was is it put yourself in the toilet. Put yourself in the toilet. The one in the toilet is brilliant.
Hang on, I'll do it on the hop. There you go, so you can see. Let's have a look. I'm just browsing for the photo. Where is it?
Is this photos you've got stored on your computer, or is this through the OSB program?
No, you can just download any photo and
Just a stock
import it
right?
in. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just import it in. Where are we? There it is. So okay, selected the photo.
Yeah.
Right. So I can resize and I can position the photo wherever I like. And then I just import myself into it because the camera's already exited. There you go.
That's pretty cool.
That's good, isn't it?
I'm in the shit.
I've been in the book flush.
We've all been there from time to time.
But if you haven't got a green screen, OBS is still good because whilst you're in the chat like this, you can actually import live video footage and put it up in one corner or still photos or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're just talking about stuff. So, but it's a simple program to operate, and there's quite a few videos on YouTube on how to drive it, that's basically how I learned.
Yeah.
So, but no,
I tell you, I love some of the bits you do. It just lightens the old thing.
Yeah, that's it. Makes it different. But there's so much you can do with it though. It's a cool program. Let me just go into because it's not only stills. You can do videos as well.
Yeah.
Where there you go. and you can put yourself in there a few times over.
Sitting there having a chat with yourself while a coffee, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just trying to get my camera into there, video capture. Where are we? I've got that many images and shit up there on the screen now. Yeah. I'm trying to get myself into it.
Awesome.
There I am. Yeah.
There you go. Just sitting on the shelf. There you go.
Yeah. I can join these bastards.
That's brilliant.
I think I'm going to have a play with OBD then, I think. Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah. OBS Studio, it's called. Yep. But like I say, even if you haven't got a green screen or anything like that, it's still good. If you're talking to someone, you go, well, yeah, this is a picture of this, and this is a video of that. You can actually just put it up and size it up anywhere within your working zone to show other people as well. So yeah, it's pretty handy just in that regard. It's not solely dedicated for green screen. it's got many other functions as well. People use it for live streaming as well, for like if they're doing games, because they can run the game in a corner of it as well as narrate it or whatever.
Yeah.
Hang on. Just delete all of that. Let's close off that. There we go. Bare bone basics now. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So is it cooling down over there yet, guys, or is it still hot?
It's getting fucking cold.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it is getting cold.
Right, because we're still cold here and wet. We've had like masses of water, masses of rain. So really odd.
Yeah.
Odd stuff.
I said earlier, I was on my way to my meeting this morning. I've got my base layer on, I've got my shirt on, I stuck my summer jacket on. About halfway there, I went, fucking hell, it's time for the winter jacket.
Yeah.
I've not quite reached heated jacket yet, but I'm thinking winter jacket because that's at least windproof. So
Yeah. Going to be interesting to see how everybody copes through winter with the whole gas and whatever thing that's going on over there.
Yeah.
My wife's already given the instruction that everybody wears an extra coat indoors.
What's that?
Yeah.
She said you ain't having the heating on unless it gets to minus, and then the heating comes on anyway. So there you go.
Yeah.
Your house is insulated and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my central heating's got a frost protection system on it where it won't let the house go below 16 degrees Celsius.
Right.
And she seems to think that's quite comfortable. So if you're cold then you need to put another jumper on.
There's going to be many that are going to be really suffering through this, though, because there's there'd be hundreds of thousands of people that even before all this came out were on borderline to even pay the bills.
Yeah.
I mean, payments they've now put a cap on. I think it's $3,500 a year.
Right. Oh, okay. Even that's bloody ridiculous.
Yeah.
They put a cap on $3,500 a year, but they've also said that if you use more than $3,500 a year, you've got to pay for it. Well, I'm just paying for whatever I'm using then.
How does that work?
Yeah, you're just paying for whatever you're using.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. The cap is all to do with what they associate as what they expect you to spend.
Fair usage.
Yeah, that's the one. So
right.
they are not going to charge you more than $3,500 a year unless your meter readings say that you are using more than $3,500 a year, in which case you're going to pay for it anyway. Now, bearing in mind that most of us for gas, etc., would only pay £1,500 a year.
Yeah.
We're still paying at least $2,500 more, $2,000 more a year, plus any extra we use. So it's made no difference. Difference.
Yeah, right. Do you guys still have those put a penny in the meter box, for power?
Some places still do.
Yeah.
Yeah, some do, the old 10 bob in the meter.
Yeah. Jesus, that wouldn't last long though, would it?
No, it wouldn't last very long now at all.
But the thing about it is like a lot of the government initiatives are giving them the power cards or credits on their cards that they can put into their meter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the prepayment stuff now.
Yeah. So it's instead of like the likes of myself that pays a supplier, and the government will give the supplier the money instead of me. So that I'm not getting charged, that they'll give whoever it is that's getting in a meter, they'll get that to actually put onto the meter. Whether they do or not, that's entirely
Another
there.
thing. Yeah, right.
I don't even know whether they get it as cash or whether it's just as in it's only spendable on the meter. I don't know. I don't know how the government are doing it, but I'm sure there'll be some tie-in to it being only spent on energy, I would imagine.
Yeah. Bloody crazy stuff.
It
really is.
begs the question of what we're doing when it comes to creating our own energy.
That's
I mean, Scotland is probably one of the biggest energy producers in the whole of the United Kingdom when it comes to hydroelectric, wind power, wave power even, and probably quite a lot of the energy that we create ourselves goes down south. And then for the pleasure
then we're
of
recharged for it again.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. For the pleasure of it getting down south, we're actually charged for it at a higher rate when it comes back.
When it comes back up again,
Which is crazy. I think it was something like 20 pence per kilowatt hour or something like that, and then when we get it back, it's about 75.
Yeah.
I think I'd heard something about along those lines, and I think to myself, if we're producing it, surely you should give it to your own people before you give it to anyone else.
Yeah, you would think.
At a lower price.
Yeah.
That comes down to how the Scottish government have to generate their income, and they have to go cap in hand to the UK government. But that's an issue. That's an issue.
We don't mind helping you out. We don't mind helping you out too.
Yeah. So it's nothing to do with the exports and whiskey and everything else that we're contributing
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, when it comes to the £400 they're giving in the UK anyway, they're giving everybody £400. I'm on a prepaid meter because I prefer that, and I just sit there on my phone and I top up as and when I go, and
you can do that anytime.
I can do it anytime on my phone with my card. Just top up my meter. I say I want an extra 20 quid this week, and I'll just do it.
Okay.
I was looking back over my records, and last year I was putting on, I think it was about £15 a week for the electric, and during the summer I didn't put any gas on at all because the only thing that gas we use is for the hot water, so it's a shower for everybody. So every couple of weeks I put a fiver on. This year I've been putting on £30 every week for the electric to make sure that lasts for the week. Jesus. And then the gas, I haven't put anything on for about 5 or 6 weeks because I put £30 on in the beginning of August. Now we've had very hot times, so it's only the hot water it's been doing. Yeah. We cook electric, and I look at it and I'm thinking I'm actually spending double what I was a year ago, and they're talking about it going up again in October.
Yeah.
But I've had an email from British Gas because I've got both electric and gas, got dual fuel, because that saved me a bit of money again. And they're going to give me £40 a month until March or whenever it is, February. I thought, okay, that's fine. You can give me £40 a month. That's not my £400 I'm supposed to get. That's supposed to be over 10 months. If you're only going to give me £40 a month, so I want to know where the rest of it's going. But
yeah, well,
it is very strange the way they're working it all out. But like I say, they've now capped it off at £3,500, whatever it was. But they've also given the warning that if you use more than £3,500 a year, you've got to pay for it.
Yeah.
So where's the cap? There is no cap.
No. That just sounds like gobbledygook to me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking it's
the government.
It's worded in such a way it would confuse the fucking genius. It really is. But yeah.
I'm sure it makes sense to someone, but it doesn't make sense to me.
It makes sense to the bloke that's written it that wants to confuse you. But I don't know.
Right, guys, I'm gonna head off. Got a busy day tomorrow, so I'm gonna wish you all the best for the weekend. Whatever you're doing, take care, and I'll catch you all the next time.
No worries.
Love you, Stewie. Take it easy, man.
Take care, man.
All the best.
Yeah, I'm gonna be shutting this down in about the next 15, 20 minutes anyway,
Yeah.
because
Finish that.
yeah, my wife's going to be fucking nagging on me if I'm in bed after 2 o'clock this morning.
Fair enough.
All the best, guys. Take care.
All right, take
Take care,
it easy,
Steve.
buddy. Take care. I'm just going to sneak out and have a smoke whilst for a minute, and I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Hey, Brucey, how you doing, man?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Yeah, so our work's just decided for our hard work over the pandemic and whatever that they'll give us our HGV2.
Give you the what? Sorry.
HGV2.
Oh yeah, you said, didn't you?
Yeah, so we don't know if it's a ploy to get us because obviously they're needing licenses for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they're doing it for free, so we've just
Who'd you work for?
Cash in Transit.
Oh right.
Cashco.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cashco.
Nah, I'm not saying the exact company. I don't want to obviously give it out what I'm doing and whatever, but
yeah.
Yeah. So we're doing. We've got the WhatsApp group going, and our assessor, etc. He's got in contact with us, and obviously we'll start doing whatever training we need to do. And I've got to go and get my medical done.
Yeah.
And then get on from there, and then start doing your CPC stuff, start doing all the training for that, all the business. They're saying 5 months training and whatever, and then we're doing it with the Riches in Glasgow.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. And then also go down and do the tests and whatever down there and do whatever with them. So it's a freebie just now.
Take it.
You can't say no, can you?
No, you can't.
A free license, but maybe further your career and whatever. So
yeah. I mean, I work for. I don't mind saying it. I work for Royal Mail, and I've been in processing now for 20 years, and I've always wanted to drive lorries. And a little over 15 years ago, I used to drive the 7.5 tonners until they brought in all the digital tachos and the CPC and everything else. And I just went, no, that's too much fucking hard work. I'm going back to processing. And Royal Mail opened up what they called the Drivers Academy.
Yeah.
This year they opened it up and they said, right, okay, because they changed the laws on driving as well, because they realised, oh dear, we're gonna run out of Class 1 drivers. They opened it up and said, look, anybody that wants to can apply for it. So I applied. I mean, I've got grandfather rights on my license for the 7.5 tonners anyway, and I've had a digital tacho now for the last 15 years. Because every time it's run out, I've just paid the 19 quid and just got it renewed. I went, yeah, I'll do it, and I got in. So yeah, it was quite fortuitous for myself, but yeah. So it's quite fortuitous for me, and I went and they sent me off for my medical first because that's obviously the first bit.
Yeah,
I passed that. Then they gave me the program to start learning the theory and hazard perception.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's easy. It's easy, man.
Most of it's common sense. So if
It
you've
is.
got a bit, it's part of the road, isn't it? So
yeah.
If you drive constantly anyway or ride constantly, you know the majority of it.
Yeah, you ain't gonna have a problem with that. And because I got grandfather rights on my license, I didn't have to sit the CPC course. I could do the in-house training, the 35 hours. So I've sat the 35 hours now, and now I've completed that. So I've got that in my belt as well. And now I'm just waiting for my test date, which is in December. So they take me up. They do me a wee bit of reversing apparently, hooking and unhooking, and driving around corners and not in the curb. There you go.
Yeah,
if you can do that, you passed it.
It's being aware of the size of what you've got in it, and it's so that's happening. So it's just getting things done, and obviously maybe next March I'll do the big boys license, and I'll get the bigger bike. But I'm happy with the 125 just now.
Hey, you're happy with it. It does what you want. That's
Yeah,
what you need, isn't it?
I'm more than happy with the roads I've got up here. The nice country roads. Flying about at 50, 60 miles an hour is more than what you need.
I'll tell you what, I saw John Diehard McLean.
Mhm.
I mean, he rode that one MT125, whatever it was. He rode that to death, and he whizzed around them little country lanes and that. And I'm looking at him going around them corners, and whenever you look at somebody else riding, you're always assessing how you're doing it. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I've got a 1400cc, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'll probably do that at the same speed. Actually, that looks quite comfortable.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's the only advantage is when you get to the roundabouts around near me and that with a bigger bike, you got the power to just sort of say blip, I'm out of trouble.
Exactly. That's what I'm missing. That's what I'm really
Yeah.
missing just now. When I'm on and you get behind some of the trucks and tractors.
Yeah.
Yeah, the power isn't there to go flying past them and get clear and you're away and whatever. You're sort of sitting there assessing it a bit more and thinking, can I do this before that car's appeared at me?
Yeah. Whereas on the bigger bike, you look at it and you go, well, that's a bit tight, but I can make that. And you open the throttle up and you go, yeah, actually, I open the throttle a bit more, and there you go, nice and comfy. Nah, Bruce, you'll get there, man. You'll get there.
Oh yeah. I said to Skies before. I said I wish I'd done it 20 odd years ago when I was meant to do it. Just one of the things that's never happened.
Or you could be like me and pass your big boy license twice.
Say again?
I passed my big boy license twice.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
I passed my big boy license back in 1987. I got my big bike license, and I rode for a few years. I had a bad accident. I got my ankles screwed together with pins and bits of wire and screws and all sorts. And I stopped riding. And then after a career doing all sorts of things, I ended up working in the ambulance service.
Yeah.
And what they do is they do license checks like you would not believe. Jim Cronin was our transport guy, and he was really anal, and you'd end up with license checks every 3 months sometimes. And you're like, what the fuck's going on? You've got to bring my license in all the time. And I actually split up with my wife, and I moved house about 4 times in a year.
Yeah.
So I had to keep sending my license off to make sure it's got my right address on it, because otherwise he would fucking come down on me like a ton of bricks. And I kept doing that, and I was doing that around the time they changed the license categories.
Right, got you.
Because category B used to be car, and A used to be car, B used to be bike, and everything else. And I sent my license off as they changed categories, and I didn't realise they removed motorcycle from my license when I changed it. And I went down. It was 8 years ago now. I went down to a bike shop, and I was like, I'm going to buy a bike. I passed my test years ago. I never even looked at my license. I went in, spoke to the guy and everything else. I said, I want to buy this one. Well, you done this test? I went, yeah, I've done that in 1987. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, we were chatting away, and we did some finance quotes and everything else. And he said, right, okay, we'll do this then. You got a deposit. Can I just see your license? I showed him my license, and he went, you ain't got a motorcycle category. I went, do what? And even my wife was standing there, and she went, no, he passed his test. He went, it doesn't show it on your license. So I had to go and do my test again at the cost of 800 quid.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
But I'll take it you couldn't appeal that.
I phoned, he suggested I phoned the DVLA Swansea and speak to them, which I did. And I phoned them and spoke to them, and I spoke to this lovely young lady, I think her name was Chloe. I spoke to her, and I was talking at length with her about my problem and what happened.
And I couldn't even get out of the car park because it was too much.
And she said, that's not a problem. That's not a problem. If you can provide us with your test certificate or proof you had that license, we'll re-endorse it. I went, yeah, I passed my test in 1987. She said, oh, that was before I was born. I went, yeah, that's it.
Okay, then.
I had no choice but to go and do my license again.
Yeah, well, this is it. Unless you've got.
How long ago was that?
That was 8 years ago.
Geez, you think it would all be on computer when you passed it?
No, but I passed it originally in 1987.
Yeah, right.
Rowley, the story goes that they changed the license categories as I sent my license in to get my new address put on it. So they changed the category,
Okay.
but deleted one. There was actually reports of a few thousand people that lost their HGV category to drive like class one. There was, I think it was 4,500 people lost their motorcycle entitlement and never
Right.
realised it. And one of which, he was quite famously, he was a Yorkshire policeman, and he used to ride motorcycles for Yorkshire Police.
Huh.
And even a letter from the chief constable saying, "We've employed him for 15 years riding
Yeah.
motorcycles."
Made no bloody difference.
Wasn't good enough. He had to go
Yeah.
and do his test again, which they paid for. But yeah,
Doesn't bureaucracy work well?
it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Yeah, so that's why my license says I've only had a motorcycle license for 8 years, but I've ridden them since 1987.
Wow. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, and when I found a local riding school, and I went to them, and I said, I need a license. I explained what happened. They went, yeah, all right. So I had to do my CVT, I had to do my hazard and theory, and my mod 1 and mod 2.
Yeah.
I did all that, and I went straight through. I passed everything first time. I passed me mod 1 and mod 2 with no minors. And the owner of the training school took me out for my mod 2. And I rode up and I did the test, and I rode back with him. And he said, "You really can ride." I said, "Well, yeah, I've been doing it since 1987. And he was like, "What, you've been doing it illegally?" And I explained the situation to him. He went, "No, I'm actually really, really impressed with your riding. Can you come out with me?" I went, "Yeah, fine." So I went out with him for about an hour riding. I was just telling him what I was doing and everything else. And I used to work for the ambulance service, so I was doing the commentary ride with him. So I was telling him what I was seeing, what I was doing, and everything else as the advanced driver would do.
Yeah.
And when we got back to the depot, he just turned around and said to me, "Would you like a job as an instructor?" Because he was looking for instructors, and he was really impressed with me. And I went, "Yeah, okay." So I became an instructor for a few years.
Cool.
Just off the back of passing me riding there.
Cool.
But
a million years ago, I wanted to join the reserve military, the military police. Which like rode motorbikes in motorcades.
Yeah.
And there was two ways you could do that. You could either take their course, which was pretty extensive and quite expensive, or you could shortchange it by if you had an instructor's license, you could get straight in. So I went for the instructor's course and got that, and then I went to go in, and they do the usual medical checks and everything else, and I still couldn't get in because I was partially colorblind. So there you go, what a bastard.
Right.
But they're bloody good courses to do, though. They're really good courses.
Yeah. I mean, since doing the instructing, I've done the advanced motorcycling. I've only ever managed to get a silver in Rossborough, but I'm proud of that. Rossborough do gold, silver, and bronze. I've got silver. Yeah. I've got silver twice, so I'm quite pleased with that.
Yeah, bloody hell.
Apparently, one of my instructors said, "On a bad day, you get a bronze." I said, "Well, I'm happy with that," and I got a silver. So.
Yeah.
But
no, it's good stuff.
It's all there. Just apparently, I need to polish my ride. How you polish a ride, I don't know.
Okay, who's passed you that comment?
Yeah. Well, the examiners, he said you need to polish your ride. I said, well, I'm doing everything. I'm hitting everything. Where's the polishing needed?
Yeah.
I never got a response. So I'm convinced the gold is left for the ex-police motorcyclists and things like that.
Yeah,
But
Probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
the funny handshake gang and all that sort of stuff.
yeah. It's for those guys, isn't it? Because if you get a Rosper Gold, basically you got a golden ticket to do what you want on the road. There's lots of extended training and things you can do and earn money doing it. Whereas if
Have you ever seen the Japanese police videos where they go around all the witches' hats and things at incredible speeds, but you're talking turns that are about 3 foot.
Yeah.
And they're on like one of those big, like a Goldwing or something.
Yeah.
And you got this 2.5-inch Japanese guy riding this bike, going around a car park with all these witches' hats zigzagging all over the place. They're pretty spectacular to watch.
Yeah, they do the old Jim Carter, don't they? They call it Jim Carter, and they get bikes. Yeah, they get the bikes and they ride them around these incredibly tight turns.
Yeah, they're amazing to watch.
And the best ones I've seen doing it are some of the American policemen.
Yeah, there's an American guy that I follow that does it.
Oh man, they are scraping exhaust and
yeah.
And there's 4 of them riding this course, and they are incredibly close, and it's so much commitment. But what they do is an honour respect to everyone that's riding with them. So all 4 riders, if one of them drops their bike or bins it, the rest of it will bin it.
Yeah.
The rest of them stop and just drop their bike. That's a matter of respect to the guy that's just dropped it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I was to do that, I'd need training with him.
Yeah.
It's bloody cool stuff to watch, though.
But yeah, Jim Carter and that. I can't get a bike over that far. I'm just not confident enough. My GTR, I know, will hold a really low turn in slow speed if I do everything right. But I've got that in the back of my head. I've got the fact that if it does actually hit the floor, I've got to pick up 320 kilos. I ain't lifting that up.
Yeah, and about $1,200 for a fairing.
Yeah, that's it as well. Yeah.
You got drop knobs on yours?
No.
Yeah, they're good. They're very valuable.
Yeah, but I did have to have a piece of my fairing replaced.
Right.
My mechanic, who I'm very, very good friends with, got a new customer that had exactly the same bike as mine, same colours, same pinstripe, same everything, and he stripped it down for spark plugs and everything else. But when he stripped it down, he stands all the fairings up at the end of his garage. He always does.
Yeah.
But one of the fairings must have slipped down or whatever. However it did it, when he lowered the ramp, it landed on the fairing and broke it.
Oh,
and he rang
no.
me. He rang me in a panic and said, "Can you do me a favour? I need to borrow a fairing off your bike." I said, "Darren, I ride my bike every day. I can't not be without a bit of fairing." He went, "No, come down here, I'll explain." So I went down to his garage and he said, "Look, this bit of fairing is broken because I'm an idiot. It's a brand new customer. It's exactly the same as your bike. If you let me swap your fairings over, I'll give you this broken bit and I'll patch it up to make it look good. I'll buy you. I've got to buy a brand new fairing. I'll buy it for your bike. At least I can give this bike back to the customer brand new, as if nothing's happened." I went, "Yeah, okay."
Fair enough.
So he did, and the top middle fairing cost £550.
Yep.
And that's just one part of the 3-part side bearing. Now we looked into the cost of the other bits, and the other bits are 330 and 220. So there's over £1,000 worth of bearing on one side. I said to him, "Fuck me, I'll never want to drop that fucker."
Yeah. I put mine up on the centre stand in the garage, and I lost my grip, and the bloody thing fell over. But with the drop knobs,
Yeah.
Not a scratch, not a bloody scratch. They're worth their weight in cocky poo. They really are.
Yeah, Reb says the same. He's got sliders on his one, Reb Bomb, and he said the same about his when it went over. He's got scuff on his slider, but that's it. I have dropped mine. I dropped it on one side because I was doing a U-turn and misjudged the curve, and the curve caught the front wheel and pushed me over. But it was literally a 5 mile an hour, and I was stationary before the bike went down. I've got a scuff on my wing mirror, a very minor scuff, a scuff on the panel, and a scuff on the exhaust, and a tiny little scratch on the side panel, and that's the lot. I got away really lucky. But
you could live with that.
It was literally a stationary fall down. That's what it was. But any kind of speed, you're looking at 2-3 grand worth of damage, easy.
Yeah, easy.
But, yeah, it still brings me
nasty stuff. No, the sliders. That's right. That's what you guys call them. Yeah,
sliders, crash bungs. Yeah,
they definitely do their job.
Worth their weight in gold. Absolutely. So, what do they call them in America? Canyon bars. You can get canyon bars from my bike, and they're like crash bars that go all the way around, but same thing. Yeah, I think they're worth their weight in gold. Couple hundred £100 or dollars on them. Yeah, I think they're worth it. I still haven't put them on mine. Maybe I should. But,
that's the only time I've ever dropped my bike, ever. And bugger me, I was in the garage standing still. Yeah, and I was on the left-hand side of it. I put it up on the stand and it fell over on the right-hand side.
There's no way you can stop at that.
No. And I was expecting the worst, and when I got it up, I was just looking everywhere with a fine tooth comb and nothing at all. And I could see when it was on its side that there was about probably just over an inch of clearance between the whole side of the bike and where the slider was sitting on the ground.
They're well made. They're well made. Yeah.
Bloody oath. Yeah.
Yeah. They're designed to do their job properly, aren't they?
Yeah.
Mind you, that is all they're designed for. If you come off at speed, forget it.
If you're doing 80, 90 kilometres an hour and you come off and you drop your bike, I think it'll grind down pretty quickly and you'll start hitting the fairing.
Either that or they dig in and they bounce the bike over onto the other side and then it starts cartwheeling. Yeah.
But certainly if you're stupid like I was.
Or I was, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I'm going to head off to bed now because it's 20 to 2 a.m.
Yeah, I'm
fair enough.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm a bit late, but I went to bed about the same time you're going to bed now. And
God bless you, Rowley. I'll tell you what, Rowley. I don't care what time you come on, as long as you come on, because I do enjoy seeing you and your background
and all my antics. Yeah. Fair enough. All right, gentlemen.
Nice to see you, man.
I'll let you leave you.
Nice to see you, fella. You take care of yourself. Good luck with your class 2. Yeah.
We'll do.
And
all right. You take care, Simon. Have a good week.
And you. And I'll see you all later.
Spot on.
All the best.
All the best. See you later. Ta-ra.